interesting topics to hit. It's a slight chill stream as well. I'm not going to go too hard in the paint on anything really, but we will poke fun at a few things for sure, because you guys seem to enjoy that. And then we'll talk about some other stuff that I think is pretty interesting and cool. Something has got to be wrong with StreamYard because there's people in the chat, and now the number just changed completely in a second. Mama Susan, they claim that she left, but something tells me another villain took over. But anyway, let me say hi to everyone. Oh, we got a Dega in the house already.
Hey,
Doc.
Hey, Dega.
What's going on?
How you doing?
How you doing?
We got Chris Fisk here. We got Trina in here as well. So we got some awesome people. How's everyone doing tonight?
I'm happy that I have tomorrow off. Woohoo!
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Doing
In
well.
Canada, it's called Family Day, yeah.
Yeah, Family Day. We go down to the clinic, and we get our ouchie,
Yeah, we all celebrate at Timmy's. Yeah, we go to Tim Hortons and get ourselves a nice coffee. Yeah, and we go and see some hockey. It's
if
really
we
great.
throw them a special card, they give us a free donut.
Cooler.
Keely Chow's in the house. How you doing, Keely? Trina was saying hi to everybody. Draven, I dropped you a link too, buddy. If you're home, if you want to pop in. I think I know why some of our wrestling buddies might not be on tonight, or at least not right away. A&E's doing a thing. Mainly some motivation. How you doing? I'm sure we're gonna get some Kevin Spacey jokes, which is it's always hilarious. We got Carl's in the house. What's up, Carl?
Hey, Carl.
Awesome. But yeah, hold on. Let me share my screen because we got a couple of funky topics, interesting stuff, I think. And just because I like looking at this broad, so we're gonna pull her up anyway. We got Anna de Armas. Hey, I'm true, man. I'm genuine. Yeah, you're gonna get the truth from me. So
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about the one with the hat. That's
no.
Angry feminist.
She's screaming about climate control and everything else.
I love her neck.
God, the insanity in the eyes. I love it.
Yeah. Right? And they wonder, like, what's the difference between an actual woman and then someone like that? Come on.
Feminism. It's like the faces of meth.
The faces of meth.
This is your face on feminism.
Yeah. So, yeah, like, Anna de Armas, she was talking about the celebrity, that she believes that the celebrity is dead.
I agree.
You know, you're not going to have that allure anymore, that type of movie star went out the window. And she blamed social media.
Yep, I agree. And
she's
I
100% right.
Thing. Yeah, I see it as a positive thing. Andy Warhol, baby.
Mm-hmm. It is a positive thing, but it's funny too because it's like it's almost like they stroke their own ego, but then at the same time you just see all the trash that's out there becoming super famous because of social media, and you're like, she's not wrong.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like fame is this fickle beast that turns people, men into monsters or whatever, and like. Most celebrities, like seriously, they need to get kicked down a flight of stairs. They're terrible people. The ones that are genuine, like the genuine good ones are rare. We were talking earlier about a certain event that happened over 20 years ago. And, to this day, like Steve Buscemi didn't want credit for it, put on a fireman's hat, jumped on the truck and went out to a very dangerous area and didn't want anybody to know. That's a celebrity that I could, that I'm like, high five, man. Like, you're a great guy.
Right.
And I've met him too. He really is just a really great individual. But again, he was a firefighter for a number of years. No one really knew. Yeah. But see, and that's part of what she said as well. She says that there's just so much information out there right now. People are just oversharing. She wanted to get into other stuff, and she held back because she knows that all these people, it's over hypersexualized stuff too that we're seeing everywhere.
Oh yeah.
But that's being pushed from the media as well. So she can't get into those type of conversations because if she does, she could hurt her own career. Which is funny.
That's where you need to speak up, manliness.
You're right. Because this is a woman who, she's not afraid to get naked, but she's also what was she, Cuban or something? She's of Latin descent. And they're okay with the sexuality, so like I don't mind that stuff either. But she probably caught some.
I bet you don't.
Well, you only have it for a short amount of time anyway, so if you got it, use it. You know,
Yeah,
you're gonna look back on it when you're like 70, and you're like, why did I nun myself up?
yeah, and she's Oscar nominated now too. So I mean, for playing what? For playing a movie star who was
A
over
naked movie star.
sexualized and passed around like maybe I should say that, but
Yeah.
passed around a lot through.
Yep. Have you ever been handled like a bowling ball?
Essentially, right? She was in a relationship with a threesome back then, which was extremely taboo. You know, Marilyn Monroe back then. Jesus. But
yeah, that's a story of an American tragedy.
There truly is.
It shows like, so here's the thing is like my whole life I always thought like if you looked hot, you automatically had life on easy mode. You know how they talk about like white privilege and all that other bullshit?
Yeah.
The true thing is like attractiveness privilege.
Yeah.
But you also have to have agency with that attractiveness. You have to figure out a way to use that attractiveness to yield power. And if you don't, you end up like Marilyn Monroe. You become a victim being used by others.
Oh no, he's already at it. I'm not reading that. Oh, shit.
The fireman maneuver.
What's up, Billy? Dude, thanks for being in here as well. But yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting to see that you're seeing celebrities that they're catching on to a lot of stuff too. They're, she's not wrong. She is someone who I think is very talented. It's not just that she has looks. I've seen her in a couple of things already now, and
I agree.
Like Knives Out, she wasn't supposed to be any kind of bombshell, and she really wasn't. She looked very homely in that. You can still see that her beauty's there, but it's like, yeah, she was just. It was interesting to watch that, and I mean, and I know we should have plenty of reason to hate Ryan Johnson, but I thought that. Oh, go ahead.
I don't think that she was homely at all. I don't think it's possible for her to be homely.
Yeah.
Well,
she's like the girl with the glasses there, like Jennifer. What was that movie? She's All That.
Oh yeah, that's.
Oh
right.
no, she's so ugly because she's got glasses. Like,
No,
dude, she looks like a smoke show.
Yeah.
Well, you're right. You're right. It's like when you see her in her regular day to day, and like even like this, I mean, like okay, that's like still a bump up. Like, all right, so she went from an 8 to maybe a 9.5. All right, so
11.
So still okay, 11.
She's gorgeous. Dude.
I take a little bit off because of the Ben Affleck thing, because she probably has.
I deduct you 1 Ben Affleck point.
Oh, she was great in that movie with Ben Affleck. What was the name of that movie?
Gone Baby or Gone Girl? Or...
Wait, no, not Gone Girl. But it was.
Gone Baby Gone, or no, what the hell was it?
Deep.
I don't remember. Rachel Lee
Deep
Cook,
Water?
she was another knockout.
Deep Water.
Hold on.
Yeah, Rachel Lee Cook, she was amazing.
I mean, I'll go deep in her what? What?
Deep Water. She was in Deep Water with Ben Affleck. It was a really, it was intriguing movie. Pretty. She was crazy in that movie, but she was very. She's a great actor.
So about the hot to crazy scale, she was.
Yeah, she's something else. Like I said, I've yet to see her in a bad performance. Again, I haven't followed her whole career, but the stuff I've seen, the handful of things, I'm like, yeah, she was really good in it. What's up, buddy? There is a link in the group if you wanna pop in at all. But yeah, a little bit of a chill night tonight. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the celebrity, the old-fashioned type of celebrity, yeah, I think that is gone. You might have a couple of older individuals that like they're not on any social media whatsoever, and that's a good thing too, because like you were saying, there's certain people like you didn't know their backgrounds, you didn't know what they've done, other stuff like that, like Steve Buscemi, you know, and like he helped out so much too with a lot of different firefighters in the stations during 9/11. So I mean. There is some great stuff to be said about certain individuals for sure. But yeah, I mean, yeah, when all these celebrities now, like, or they're getting famous, they think they're celebrities because they have like a big following on social media. Like that is a whole other, a whole other thing. Well, it's kind of crazy because like they are making superstars out of, and again, it's just like these social media people, and they call them internet personalities or influencers or some nonsense like that.
Well,
and
maybe
it's
a
funny.
Sign.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Well, maybe it's a sign that celebrity as a concept is going to die. Like, to quote Andy Warhol, in the future, everyone will get 15 minutes of fame. You know, social media is enabling that. We're seeing people that generally you would never see in like Hollywood or whatever become like blowing up and becoming huge. And yeah, we've seen a lot of douchebags and everything, but they're like car accidents. People like to rubberneck, you know. But I think that has kind of started the beginning of the end, if you know what I mean. Like I think we're getting to a point where there is no more American royalty when it comes to entertainment media.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be off, but it just seems like because I know a bunch of these like big people, and I'm like, okay. Like,
and again, like I've known a good number of them, and I've run into a lot of them as
met
well.
At cons.
Yeah, there's not overly special. I mean, you might have a couple of people like they stand up either because like they're either someone who's really tall or so a woman that you know you've only seen her on movies and shows and stuff. You meet her in person, like, oh my gosh, she really is just that hot. Or ooh, she does need extra makeup. Like you'll run into those.
Is it like a personal attack? I feel called out.
Spank broke.
Yeah, well, I mean, spank broke. Well, I met Jennifer Garner right before Daredevil 1 came out, the Ben Affleck one. And I gotta say, she was incredible in person. You know, she got off these elevators, and all you smelled was like bubble gum and like peaches, like fresh peaches. It was crazy. It's like what the hell? Like, I'm like,
he still dreams about that elevator.
I was
he's stumbling.
IBS and elevators and I are not on talking terms.
No. I met her at one of those morning shows, and like I was invited in the back because I knew some of the people working there, and like, oh, you want to meet Jennifer? I'm like, oh, sure. Got back there, and like she just came out off the top floor, so the elevators opened up. She had her entourage, and when it opened up, it was almost like one of those movie moments. So you just see like the wind come out, and there's the wafting of that sweet smell. With the biggest grin on her face.
Is she bubbly? Like I get a vibe that she's a bubbly person.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, at that time for sure, because she didn't get as cynical yet. She was just like she was coming off of Alias, and then like they just started putting her in a lot of movies. Well, she wasn't with him yet, or if they were, like they didn't make it known until like maybe a year later or something. Because I remember too. Yeah, he did. He absolutely did. Because she was. I remember this distinctly because we were still in contact with her agency because we were sending her a gift. There was an item I don't want to talk about that, but we were still in contact. No, it's not anything weird. This guy right away with his laughter. Chris, you're sick.
Hey, what is this? 20 fucking questions? What the fuck's the matter with you?
But anyway, I was supposed to go to an award show, and she didn't show up. Everyone didn't know where the hell she was. And then she was like, she vanished from the spotlight for like 6 months. It's because she caught something from Ben.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like something you can't like get rid of?
Correct.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Something like
I gotta go
at
delete
the same
a certain
time
directory.
Yeah, like the Yankees. What was that?
Trina got it.
No, I didn't hear because I was talking.
It's in the clockwise and counterclockwise folders. It's gone.
Chris is being a naughty boy.
Yeah, it's also because you've heard the rumor with Jennifer Beal as well, right?
Oh, really? She's got the herp too, or
she was with Derek Jeter, and they said that there was 75% of the New York Yankees that all had it.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Was that the gynecologist?
I think so. And that's
Doc, it hurts when I pee.
And that's why celebrities shouldn't be worshipped.
Yeah, because they're all STI ridden. Jeez.
Yeah,
They get passed around for $1, some of them.
Yeah.
Chris is actively like gaining, like a ton of space on his hard drive right now.
Just lost a terabyte over this conversation.
He's gonna zoom in. He's gonna. Never mind.
I now have like a pair of plastic gloves whenever I see like a celebrity. Hold on 1 minute. I don't want to shake. Whoosh, snap the glove on. Okay, I can shake your hand.
Why do you think celebrities they enjoyed it so much when everything went into lockdown? They got to wear their masks, their gloves. You know.
Yeah, nobody
They
can see
walk-
the spots on their lips.
That too.
I know.
Crazy. Oh my God! I told that story once before. One of the Rangers, one of the Power Rangers. We'll just say it's one of the red ones. So narrow it down a little bit. I met him at one of these conventions, and a couple of the female guests that were there, he was trying to get with, and instead they gravitated towards me, and we were hanging out. And it was kind of funny, including two celebrities, which that was even funnier. This guy was trying everything he could, and they wanted nothing with him. It's like the less I tried, the more that they came to me. And the more he tried, they're like, get away.
Yeah, I saw those photos, and it's like even without them being zoomed in, I could see on the lip.
Yeah, this guy had a giant one on his lip.
I just want to talk.
Yeah, and he was trying to at another convention. I ran into him like at 3 different conventions, and one of them I brought one of my lady friends there, and he was trying to put the moves on, and she came over. He's trying to get with me. I look over. I'm like, he's trying to get with you, or is herpes just trying to get with you? And laughed nonstop in his face. So.
You can't mess around with that. You never get rid of that. You got that
These people
forever,
are
man.
crazy,
Nope,
dude. They're
that's
crazy
it forever.
Yeah,
Oh.
and then like they use their kids as like some kind of leverage. Like, oh, I'm such a good dad. You're a single father, and you're trying to use your kid to sleep with the. You're a piece of shit, is what you.
Yeah, dude. Anybody that uses their kids as like
Mhm.
part of their game, that's
Yeah,
disgusting.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, it's the
Like
same thing when you
puppies.
see. Yeah. Those guys like with the puppies, same deal. They'll treat the dogs like shit, but then they want them outside in public and pet my dog. Oh, he's so cute. It's the same nonsense, you know. It's
Pickup
Jesus.
artists.
Yeah.
they're scumbags is what they are.
Yep.
You
That's
know?
a better word for it.
Chris and I, like we're acting like professionals all the time here, just like
Am I
that.
the only professional? Guys who act like a bunch of
Pistachio ice cream.
always saying they're gonna kill each other.
What you say? What do you mean, you pistachios?
Tommy's in the back, but it says that his device isn't connected. So
Oh.
I don't know what's going on, man, if you got computer issues right now, but yeah. But yeah,
Tommy's
I don't know.
device Isn't working.
Oh, probably.
It happens when you get older.
Yeah. Man, listen,
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow? I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
That was Tommy,
Yo.
by the way. So he still has control even when he's not here. He's here. But manless motivation, he says Tom Hanks uses. Oh,
Yep.
Well,
Sexy
his
baby.
previous statement is fact, though. The one up above that he said is dead on right.
What's what he said above? Oh yes, he's 100% correct on this. Say what you will, but human space will never give a woman herpes.
He's like
You
the
never
opposite of
own-
Rick Astley.
Oh my god!
All adults are safe.
Always
Sorry
gonna
for
give you up. No.
But yeah, I don't know, dude. It's crazy. But she is correct. I
Mhm.
hope that she uses protection when she was with Ben. But
Mm.
otherwise, it's a shame that like I said, that's why she's not a perfect 10. We gotta deduct some points for being with someone like that. I'm just saying,
-1 Ben Affleck point.
at least one. Jeez, it's like, all right, here, put on your gloves and fine, I'll take an old fashioned. But
Jeez.
Little stranger's handshake.
come on, it's just jokes. Come on, we're laughing here. But hey, she's gonna get an Oscar for playing, one of the most famous movie stars who was used like a bowling ball.
Yeah.
By everyone, and it's really crazy too. If you guys have seen the movie, how tragic Marilyn's story was.
Killed for
It
her
really
secrets
is.
too.
Yeah. Well, they don't go into it, but we know who took her out. Like, she didn't off herself. Like, she was taken out.
Oh,
Yep.
dude, they moved the body and then they brought it back.
They injected her. Yeah.
Yeah. it's crazy because they said someone did show up between the time that they claimed that she passed away, and then when they found her again.
Yep.
The whole thing is just bizarre, but
Bunch of monsters in power.
Yeah, it's because she was getting banged by both the Kennedys.
Yeah, and they had to go, and guess what? So did she.
Yeah, I mean that's you don't know what she overheard or what secrets they might have told her. Yeah, keep going. Hold on, I'm on the phone.
The Bay of Pigs. I will bury my Bay of Pigs in her.
Keep going. It's like a broken robot.
Yeah, apparently JFK wasn't doing well health-wise either. Like
No.
the whole illusion of him, the whole Camelot thing. Like that guy was like falling apart. I think I'm doing better off than him.
His
before
back
head
was
got blown
completely ruined. He had so many different freaking venereal diseases on top of it.
Yeah.
What do you want if you're banging whores every freaking night and then because I'm president, I'm young. Hold on, I'll bang her. I want movie stars. Beep, boop, boop, boop. Get Marilyn. I mean,
dude, what is it with Democrats doing that? I mean, remember how they're making fun of Orange Man? They're like, if Orange Man is bad, what is this? And they show a picture of Slick Willie, and he's like this weird shade of purple.
It's Camelot. Camelot, yeah.
Camelot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It really is strange. All that shit is for sure. Oh wait, we got another guest here.
Hello there. No, I'm Laszlo. I killed and ate Nelson. He wasn't a virgin, so he wasn't that tasty. But it's all right. Blood is blood. How are you doing, chaps and lass?
Hey, buddy. Oh, my God.
There he is, God, man.
Keep that up for an hour.
I'll try. Don't any of you have sex with my wife, or I'll accidentally cut your head off.
Dude, yeah, he's the best. Get that ready for tonight, Chris. I think we're going to use it. We haven't used that in a minute.
I don't have the audio for it anymore.
Yeah,
I just have the.
All right, so maybe not, but yeah, we were just talking about celebrities, and it was kind of it was amusing to me.
Oh yeah, I just recall. I don't know if you were going to bring it up, but there was a list of some people who were at a particular resort in the middle of the water, and a gentleman who did not kill himself had Jim Carrey on the list.
Yep.
Who was quite upset. Who wants to sue over it?
I'm getting blacklisted.
I thought
and Markle are trying to sue South Park. They're considering actually trying to make a lawsuit against South Park for making fun.
Yep. Heard about that.
Yeah,
good luck.
That's something else. Oh, there's something else I wanted to show as well. Hold on. First, I want to see if I could find that one. That was earlier today. I know I liked it. Where the hell did it go?
I'd just like to say I went to the island, and the blood was terrible. None of the children were virgins.
Oh
no! These herpes taste terrible.
Oh, you guys!
Not okay. Fuck you. Fuck his family. Fuck all these people. God fucking damn it, man. What the fuck? Is there nobody fucking pure in this goddamn fucking world? Shit. From end to end. All over.
I hit the wrong one, but I didn't want to stop because that's still a glorious speech.
Yes.
Oh well. But I did find something that was funny. Yeah, the Jim Carrey thing. That was something else for sure. Because I saw some other people chimed in, and it doesn't necessarily mean because there was a lot of people that went over there. The thing is, if they went multiple times, then I think the odds of them doing bad things definitely shot through the roof. But if it was like a one-time thing, that I mean, because I know they had like entertainers going there that didn't know what the hell was going on. Like, I ain't going back to that shithole. But the ones who kept going, like Doc said, Oprah, Bill Gates, Bill Clinton. There's a number of them that took multiple trips. You know, we're talking almost triple digits for some of those nut jobs. But yeah, isn't that amazing? It's disturbing. But you know what? Speaking of disturbing, here's Here's another one. Let me show you guys this.
Lazo's got this disturbing covered for us.
Oh, well,
Yes.
I thought this was pretty funny too. You know, J.K. Rowling, who agrees with the far left on everything except for one issue. Some average at best video game, weak ass conservatives and culture warriors who help push the Overton window further left.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this hits all those people for sure.
Yep.
Tony put this out there. Credit goes out to our friend Monotony. Because it's something that we keep talking about. And apparently, I get it. How are people this brainwashed? They're like, hey, my favorite YouTubers, they got the J.K. Rowling game because you're sticking it to the left. What do you think she is?
Dude, psychology is a depressing field to get into, especially when you combine
Yes,
it
it
with
is.
marketing.
Yeah.
Because then you realize how easily manipulated people are. You know that saying, it's easier to deceive people than it is to convince them they've been deceived.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, yeah, it's easy to manipulate people too. And it's harder to convince them they're being manipulated.
Listen, I bet you humans just wish you could brainwash people and hypnotize them like us vampires. Wouldn't that make your lives so much easier?
Well, that explains Draven.
From one bat to another and another.
What?
Yeah, this was. I found another good one for you guys. This was on the same lines as the J.K. Rowling.
Oh no.
So, yeah, it was a great meme. You guys haven't seen this one.
Yep.
So yeah, so she is all. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, baby face. Keep fighting.
I'd like a taste of that.
Keep fighting your culture wars, right, governor?
See, my thing is like as far as Harry Potter's goes, like I really enjoyed the series. I think it was a benchmark in our entertainment. It's going to be something that, you know, like how we remember Star Wars. I think the kids of the 2000s will remember Harry Potter. You know, it's something that they'll try to replicate and fail, kind of like what they're doing now with the Wizarding World stuff. Absolutely. But like as far as that goes, like that's where it ends for me. That's where my appreciation ends. The whole, well, Dumbledore was really gay, and Hermione, I never said she was white, even though I drew pictures of her that were white.
Right.
Like okay,
right.
So you're gonna race swap and all this shit after the fact. You should have done that before your book was made into a movie.
Yeah, because let's face it. I mean, she said it was her and her friends, so she's not black. So she's lying. Anything to keep that narrative going and to keep the gravy train coming in. Because again, Hollywood, they're given the script. It's like you need to follow these rules. Like we're pushing this agenda. You got to get on board. If you're not on board, you're not gonna be making that money that you were making. Like it's that type of shit. So
Access Media. Yeah,
she did it all. I mean, I'm sorry. I got a mutual friend with this voice actor, but I don't give a shit. I'm gonna say it anyway. Steve Bloom. He came out and he said some stupid shit regarding a lot of these things of they're changing these. It's hard to talk about this without talking about it. But he's basically, his friends work on the Proud Family, and here's the thing with the voice actors, it's all a very tight community. This is why they get each other's backs all the time. Now, if there is someone who's super creepy like Vic Mignogna, and there's proof about shit, including photos and video and everything else, which there is. People seem to forget that. But it's my favorite YouTuber loves him, and I got to defend the shit out of him because, yay, Vic. No, the guy's a creep. I showed it. Hans Cox showed it. You don't go kissing and smooching and groping kids like that. I don't give a shit who you are. I've done the convention circuit. And unless you actually know the person, you know the family. But again, you're still not touching kids. It's adults. You want to hug somebody like that? Fine. You're not.
What about turning a baby into a vampire?
Will you stop?
He's talking about the latest season of that show. That was fun. But no, but I mean, like seriously, like. And again, that guy Steve, he's a huge voice actor. I mean, this guy gets work everywhere. He knows all these people in these circles. So of course he's going to be, even if he's not part of that, he's going to come out and defend his friends who are working on those things. Listen, you're wrong. You're wrong on so many levels. And people pointed it out to him. And what did he do? He skipped over it because the guy brought up something along the lines of DeSantis in those books. And they went, what are you talking about? They showed what those books are. And they're having kids with adults. They're telling kids to get into white vans. This is all in those books. And they showed it everywhere. And he just completely like ignored it. Like he skipped over it. It's like you people are complete hypocrites. And when you caught with your pants down, like Kevin Spacey with I'm sorry, that's the meaningless joke. But anyway, but yeah, when you caught like that, then what do? You skip over it. You pretend like you didn't hear that. I mean, come on, you people are hypocrites. But again, something like this woman, same deal. She wants that money. She's going to keep collecting that money. It doesn't matter. So if the left is kind of turning their back on her and screaming she's a TERF and all this shit, let's face it. We've seen people in our circles who claim that they hate all this shit and they support it nonstop. They'll say hashtag boycott this and that, and then they watch it all. So, I mean, she knows what's going to happen. Those conservatives are going to keep giving her money as well.
Oh, yeah.
Not if I take it. She stole the original idea from me. Listen here, chaps and lass. I was at a bar in London, and we were getting drunk as piss. And all I could talk about was my idea for a porno series called Harry Potter at Adelwarts University. And it was going to be set at a college. Not a stand-up college like Oxford, but Harry was going to learn the magic of sex. And she took it and made it into a kid's story, and I hate her for it. One day I'll get that money.
That was fantastic.
Oh, shit. Oh, man.
Thank you for that. Oh, my
That's
God.
a spot-on Matt Berry, man. That is a freaking spot-on
awesome.
Matt Berry.
Yeah,
Can you just do this one thing for me? Can you go, Father?
Father! We're having an iPod party, Jen.
Oh, my God. That was excellent.
I'm still recovering from food poisoning. I don't want to shit myself.
Can we get Matt Berry to just do his own movie where he's just I don't care what he could be Laszlo, he could be anything. Just give him his own damn movie.
Yeah, dude, that guy is he's definitely a national treasure. Like,
oh my God,
dude, that is a spot on impression of him too. By the way,
yeah. I got to get some sound bites from that show. It's one of my favorite shows, and I still haven't done that yet. But I'll make time. I'll do it. I'll figure it out because there's a bunch of stuff I do got to still get rid of. I got too many bumpers in here, so that's why when I'm scrolling for days here. But it's all good stuff. But yeah, I mean. Hell yeah, she knows her audience is there no matter what for. So if it ain't going to be the far left, it's going to be the far right. Who again, these people they're full of shit. And my audience knows it too. That and you see it. True Art Creations. He said Hollywood equals money is my master. Lion Ratton. It's all that enemy of my enemy is friend bullshit. Yeah, I mean they'll do anything to keep that money going. And that's a sad thing too. When people lose their morality, their integrity, they'll do anything for $1. That's a sad situation, you know. And that's why the world is like this, because people are like, "Oh, why is everything burning down?" Well, you idiots stood there and watched, or you helped pour gasoline on the fire. So when everything turns to ash, like you're sitting there scratching your head, and we're over here like the firefighters trying to put that shit out. And
we're being called racists.
Yeah, we're being called racist. Phobes. Yeah, they make up stories, or they just want to shun people for the sake of it. It's disgusting. And again, I'm sitting here like,
am I the only professional? Guys who act like a bunch of
pistachio ice cream.
Always think they're gonna kill you.
Mr. Black.
I don't know why she called it Hogwarts. Vampires can't get warts on their hog. The HPV just goes away. It doesn't stay with us. We can't get diseases. What a twat.
That's so wrong.
It's something like he would say. That was awesome, dude. Yeah, it's crazy stuff for sure, man. But yeah, there was a couple other things. Hold on. Let me stop sharing for a moment. But shit, I had some good ones out here too. But well, let's jump back to for a second. I want to get to the Resident Evil stuff, which I think is really awesome and interesting. There's a lot more Resident Evil stuff coming out this year. We got Leon. We're going to see him in a couple of different formats now. They got the remake of the 4th game, but there's also a new CGI movie called Death Island, which looks pretty damn awesome. Let me see if I can pull up some images for you.
Who's taking care of that? Don't tell me it's Netflix.
I think it is.
I don't know if they still have the deal for it. I know the last one was.
Yeah, the one at the airport was from Netflix.
Okay, because it was when they broke up too. Like they did it like in 3 parts, but it was one movie that they chopped up. But this one, they're using the models from the video games, which I thought was really cool and interesting. It's something they don't know.
Oh, that means they're going to be on the hub.
Oh shit! Yeah, I mean this is the model. This is a scene from the trailer, from the teaser trailer, and that's one from the remake of the 3rd game, the Russian model. Like they used her. They used one of the models. I think this is from Village. They updated a little bit, but they're actually
made him younger.
Yeah, they made him look a little bit younger. But yeah, I think that's awesome that they're actually doing this. Getting closer to the games again, and that's the one thing I do prefer about the CGI movies. Not all of them were great. I like Damnation. That one was really good. There's a few of them, but I think that they upped it again over here because there were some concerns with the previous one that they had. But they haven't announced if this is Netflix or not, which could be a good sign if they didn't do that.
Anyone want to come over later for some Netflix and kill?
But yeah, I mean, like it starts off like the trailer looks amazing where you see like this boat and there's a massive shark underneath the water. Like, you just see like the shadow of it.
Ooh, zombie shark.
Yeah, they're dropping cages and you just see like a shit ton of liquors like crawling up. And
ooh.
Yeah, oh dude,
liquors
yeah.
plus water. Ooh, that's scary.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm like really curious to see where that's the movie. I hate when people mix all this shit up. But it was this scene here, and like there was a giant shark. But I can't play the trailer sadly because we know how. Yeah, they love to just hit us all, which is so stupid. But
Siffy did the.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah. NBC Universal
summer. Yeah, I mean this looks great. Their visuals are always a feast. But I really cannot wait for the remake game. I got to put the pre-order in. I got to run to one of the GameStops over here. But it comes out.
He's joking.
Next month, huh?
Manliness and motivation was joking.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. I got to look it up. They didn't really say. I was trying to find a few places, but it wasn't. They weren't showing it. But they just dropped the teaser right now, so maybe they're shopping it around.
Maybe.
But yeah, so I'm curious to see what they're going to do. I think it'll be good. I mean, we're finally getting Jill back in here a little bit more.
Hopefully it's like pre-purple jumpsuit heart thing on chest Jill.
Yeah. That's 6
I hated that angle.
Ball. Yeah, they dropped the ball in a lot of ways. Or 5. That was 5. Yeah, there's the Russian model that they used.
Oh.
But my friend actually did the motion capture and all of like the voice acting was my friend. They just used this chick's face. Essentially.
I could drink her all night.
Yeah,
she's got a gaming YouTube channel, by the way. This one.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool though. I'm trying to see if there was any other stills and things that they have.
Oh, is that the shark?
It might be.
That looks like that water battle from 4.
Yeah, from 4. Yeah. Just kicks you up in the air and then opens its mouth and you fall in.
Yeah, it was like yeah.
Died.
Oh, here's a better shot of the liquors.
Oof.
Dude, yeah, it's gonna be cool. I mean, I don't know, dude. I'm excited that Resident Evil's getting fair shake this year.
Yeah, Capcom's kicking ass this year. That and then they got coming out.
I know what. I'm sorry, I missed that last part.
Sorry, yeah, they're coming out with Street Fighter 6 as well. I mean, they dropped the ball with Street Fighter 5. When that thing came out, it didn't even have an arcade mode. So this time around, they're actually providing a solid product instead of like here's a half-assed esports thing that only people who want to go online and get their ass kicked by 12-year-olds can play.
Yeah, I hate when they do that shit, but yeah,
Yeah.
glad that they're finally fixing it. Because I was
Yeah.
pissed too with that last game that I think it was 5 that I got.
Yeah.
One of them it
I
had
had
no
to make a mod for it.
yeah, there was no beginning and no ending for those characters. So it's like,
Nope.
okay, so what the hell's the point of that? Just so you could beat each other up at a tournament somewhere?
Yeah. Yay.
Yeah, it's so stupid. But yeah, I'm glad that they fixed the models on these things too. We're gonna see
Yeah.
more cool shit. So excellent.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. This thing move.
Have you finished the DLC yet for Village?
Oh, I gotta get back to that game. I've been working, so it's been sitting for a couple months now. I just got into the mansion in Europe, and I was
nice.
talking with Tony about that too. He's like, "Yeah, you got to get back into that for sure." But he told me
That's where
that
the fun starts is when you finally get into the mansion.
Yeah,
Oh,
with
yeah.
Big Mommy Milkers Dumitrescu.
yeah. Chris, tell us how you really feel. He's like, I'm parched.
Dude, that was so funny though. When like they debuted that, people are all like, "It's hard." And the like, I think they like the creators were like, "Oh, this is gonna be really cool and terrifying because she's got like a razor blade like Freddy Krueger hand." And every comment was like, "Damn, mommy, step on me!" And like all this.
Good lord.
I like that
People are
one meme where they
freaks.
took the guy from Jurassic Park when he was hugging the Brontosaurus, and they put him on her butt.
Yeah.
You can see the shark there.
Oh shit.
The silhouette of him. But yeah, I urge you guys. It's like maybe a minute long in the trailer. It's just a teaser trailer, but it looks cool. That's for sure. Trina, are you into any? I mean, I know you love horror. Have you been into any of the Resident Evil stuff at all?
No, not really. I didn't ever get into the game, so I didn't get into the movies or anything either.
Oh, okay. Well, if you ever change your mind and like you watch like someone do like a speed through or something of like the remake game, I mean, it's worth it because the story's pretty cool, and the visuals are pretty damn amazing. Plus, if you want to see a younger version of Vinny running around a mansion, taking out zombies,
Yeah, think of it that way.
The
Yeah.
model that they used for that remake game was like my spitting image back then. My hairline it used to be exactly like that.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So it's like you. It wasn't actually like they didn't use your likeness though, right?
No, they didn't use my likeness, but here it is. But yeah, the lady at GameStop thought it was me. So
I could see it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I could see
that's
it.
that's the better shot. If this thing
Can you
clears up.
punch a rock for me?
Yeah, you look that. You look just like my youngest son.
Okay. Well, then you can watch your son running around a mansion. It was funny when I first got it too. It was like on GameCube, and I was showing a family member. They're like, "Oh my god, what did they scan you?" I'm like, "No," but it was freaky though when I died.
Oh yeah, like Patrick Swayze in Ghost when he saw his prosthetic corpse.
Oh my god.
He said that was the most disturbing thing he's ever experienced in his life, and it traumatized him.
I can imagine.
Yeah, right. Crazy, but yeah, it's cool that they're actually, like I said, that they're getting closer to the models from the previous things that they've done. So
Yeah,
very cool. That's it. We need consistency, but I do dig the stories. I mean, basically, it's the outbreak that happens. It starts in that mansion. You find out it's actually the laboratory that's underground, and then from there, what had happened? It was like a team that went in to retrieve their bioweapon, because basically that's the whole story. If you didn't know, Trina, is like they were basically, it was like a Fauci type situation where they were trying to figure out the best way to make these bioweapons for war and everything, and to have the most destructive kind of creatures and things that
the ultimate soldier.
Yeah, basically. So they have like the hunters, so they look like they're some kind of mutated people with no skin and giant claws, and the tongue that's like 8-10 feet long, whatever, and all that kind of crazy shit. But then there's like the tyrants, where they're like the ultimate one. They're like this huge super soldier thing with giant messed up arms and tumorous like things that are growing off of them, basically. They're like unstoppable. But Yeah, at the end of the original game, you find out like the main villain is this guy Wesker, which I do love in like Resident Evil 0. They did backstory on him and William Birkin, that they actually like they were prodigies that were put into like this school. It was like a George Soros funded school where they just wanted the most evil of the evil, and they were just who they could put in government, who's going to be working on these kind of science experiments and making these bioweapons essentially. So
the plot for Resident Evil 0 is basically what happened in East Palestine, Ohio.
yeah, we got to watch out some of the stuff we say here, but
yeah. Well, I'm just naming a geographic location. I'm not saying anything about it.
That's it, and we're only talking about a fictional game. A fictional game. You hear that, Mama Susan,
yes.
and whoever's taking over, Mama Susan?
Jawohl, mein comrade.
But
the hell with that. Zombies taste terrible. They're the only thing that makes me projectile vomit other than human food.
But here's the thing that's cool too. There's a series of novels that were released that were actually really damn good. And she gave me like I think 3 of those books, and they are amazing because there's more backstory too. So this guy Wesker, he is this evil scientist who ends up like they put him in a position in the police. Like he's got a special unit, like a special team that he got to handpick. So he got like the best of the best. So that Chris Redfield character is like he's a marksman. Sniper guy and all that. Like these people have their specialties, and he has his special unit. They're called the STARS members, and he took them out to the mansion to basically get feedback on how well they would survive against these bioweapons, and then ultimately
not Joseph.
Yeah, and like he sent 2 teams. It was the Alpha and the Bravo team, and and so you had the one team that didn't make it at all. And his other unit had to go in there, and he went to oversee everything. And then during the course of it plays out almost like an 80s kind of B movie.
Oh yeah,
B horror movie. Yeah. See, that's why I'm surprised Trina hasn't gotten into it. I highly suggest like watching someone do like a playthrough, and at least watch like the movie clips, because I think you'll dig it.
Okay.
Yeah, the horror movie has 4 people that survive. So
let me ask you a question. Now, do the movies are they faithful to the game?
No, not even
not
close.
At all. Not at all. I'll give the first one, like, I mean, they did something a little bit. It had flavors of it, but you could say it's almost like a different mansion altogether. And
they invented a whole new character for it. Alice didn't exist in the games.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny because when they were writing the script, that was actually supposed to be Jill, and then they started to kind of go in a different direction. They said, "Why don't we just make a new character?" And that's what they ended up doing.
I hate when they bastard. Like, what's the point? It's like what they did with Marvel there when they made MODOK Yellow Jacket or whatever. It's like, what?
We'll talk about that too in a minute. Oh my god, this shit that Tony told me. Yeah. No, but I agree. Yeah, if you're gonna do something faithful, do it the right way. Last movie that they did, it wasn't attached to the Mila Jovovich shit. It was a complete shit show. It was terrible. Avoid it at all costs. It just ruined everything that if you did like Resident Evil, it just made you hate it. Basically, it was just so stupid. But and everything was out of character. Jill, Wesker, all that shit that changed. But I mean, especially again, I know Trina, you love that type of stuff. So yeah, I highly recommend it. Check it out. See if someone does like a playthrough of the with movies. You make sure that they got like the movie scenes in there. Because you get some good story elements and shit too. But it's a lot of fun stuff for sure, and kind of what they expanded upon from that first one, because like Resident Evil 2 is like to this day some of the people's favorite video game of all time. And when they redid it, they did the remake just a couple of years ago as the pandemic was hitting. That game I think is got to be the best game I've played like in maybe 2 decades. Because they hit everything faithful to the original game. You got everything that you need, and then it's like so visceral, it's so real how they did all that crap, the technology that they used to make things even more gory and insane. What's up, ETAP?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
Sorry.
What up?
Sorry I'm running late, man. I was watching the original Richard Donner Superman with the family.
Oh, nice. Oh, excellent. Dude, hey, family time's a good thing. I thought you were watching
Yeah.
the NWO stuff.
No. I'll watch that later.
That looks
got
awesome.
Home. The wife got me the Superman 1, 2, and Superman Returns, and then Superman 4. The only one I don't have is Superman 3. Oddly enough,
The Richard Pryor one?
yes.
No.
It did not come in the set she got me.
Yeah, I
they're
wonder
just
why,
like
'cause that-
they're just like no.
Holy God.
You don't need
scared
this
you.
one.
Yeah, we are doing you a favor.
Yeah, right.
But
But yeah, mainly, exactly like that. Exactly like that. Yeah, but that's basically William Birkin, and the guy was so obsessed because that's what the second game was about. He was so obsessed, he didn't leave the underground laboratory that had like all these experiments and shit in it, and they sent in the unit, like the kill squad basically, and they wanted to retrieve the samples and get it out of Raccoon City because the outbreak was happening. Because people were missing in the mountains, like the way that they did the first game entirely. Especially it's the remake. Remember, you got to look for the remake. They talk about it, missing people, stories of monsters in the woods, all that sort of shit. Like it was a great buildup. But anyway, yeah, it starts to bleed down into the city itself. And in the game, the Doctor didn't want to part with his creation there. Basically, you know, it was his baby, and he created a couple of different viruses that Umbrella didn't know about. The evil, agency. So they shoot him, and he didn't die. But when he falls over, he grabs the vials and he starts injecting himself. So he's turning himself into like this super monster. He's got the T virus and the G virus. So I guess it would be the original strains of like the Fauci. And like he becomes this super monster basically, and he slaughters like half the team there. One guy survives, and it's like a bonus at the end of the second game. You can play as this character for like a short thing. It's like a time sequence. So you wake up in the sewers, and you gotta make your way out, and you go through basically like a good chunk of the city into the police station, and then you get a helicopter to save you. And like you retrieve the one vial, and that's how they continued it into a third game, a fourth game, and all that shit. Because if that guy didn't make it, they were just dropping a bomb on the city just to like neutralize everything.
Yeah, the end of Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah, because it's the rats brought it all over the city, and then people just started getting infected everywhere. It was like the plague essentially, and it was crazy. And then all the other monsters that ended up getting out of the laboratory and shit too. So you have like the lickers and other creatures, hunters.
Remember the sharks?
That was awesome.
You have to like drain the water, and they're still dangerous.
Yep.
So now, do you have to play every single Resident Evil game in order to know, in order to follow the story, or can
You don't. After when 4 are on out, you really don't need to, but 1, 2, and 3, you kind of do.
Yeah,
Okay.
because 3
0 to 2.
Yeah, 0 to 3. Because 0 was a great add-on that they did after the fact.
Rebecca.
Yeah, because there's a character that she's with the Alpha Team.
Bravo Team, I think.
Or Bravo Team rather. She's one of the few survivors that you run into in the first game, and they did a whole game just on her and just how she got there. Because when you find her, she's like in a safe room basically, and like depending which character you pick, you get a different situation. So if you're playing as Jill, do you even encounter her when you're Jill?
I don't think so, because with Jill you get Barry, so you have to rescue Barry.
That's right. When you play as Chris, there's 2 different ways you could meet her as Chris. That's what happened. And one of the ways, like, she'll spray you in the face with like mace or something. She's like, she thinks it's a monster and she's hiding in this room. But it's really cool too. And they even have like an alternate kind of sequence in there too, where she could die in that original game. The remake one. If you're too slow on something, or if you don't go back and get her out of the mansion, she gets decapitated by a hunter.
Oh Jesus!
And you can continue the game, and it's like he's like sad throughout the rest of it, and like in the end,
he's like, oh, he's walking around like Telly Monster.
Right. But anyway, like she is a cool character, and the backstory they did with her is pretty fantastic. But the third game, it takes place during the events of the second game. So like it's all about Jill Valentine, and she's again one of the favorite characters. She's the survivor from the original game, and yeah. So like she there's this other thing that's hunting them. It's the Nemesis, which is like the ultimate like tyrant dude, and he's programmed, and he's like the Terminator on freaking
He's got
on
the G
steroids.
virus in him.
Yeah, he's got the G virus in him, but he's an unstoppable machine. Like he'll in the game, he like literally kicks down doors to find you, and like none of the other monsters do shit like that. It's pretty awesome. And if you could defeat him in certain moments, you get pieces to a special weapon every time you encounter him if you could defeat him. That was a pretty cool feature that they put in there. If you have the balls to do it, because and those original games, it's crazy, huh?
I mean, he takes a beating. Like to get him to crouch down so you can loot him, you basically have to like lose all of your ammunition on that guy.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, that's it. And that's the thing. It's do you want to sacrifice it because you're still getting other creatures and things that are coming at you and zombies and shit. You gotta watch out for. Manliness. Shit. But E-Tep, you weren't here before. I got a new bumper just for us. It was pretty funny.
Finally professional. Guys who act like a bunch of
Pistachio ice cream.
always think they're gonna kill each other.
Love Reservoir Dogs.
Dude, that movie
That's a great fucking movie.
It's a classic.
Why do I gotta be Mr. Pink?
Yeah. See, it's so good too because it wasn't just Quentin Tarantino that wrote that. He had a writing partner. I think it was after Pulp Fiction. Like he stopped giving that guy credit for some reason, but that dude like co-wrote everything with him.
Jeez.
There's like a little documentary I think on that. Interesting stuff. But yeah, I mean, and that's the cool thing about, like I said, the Resident Evil stuff and just kind of where they went with it. But taking it back down to the roots and all the kind of crazy stuff. And each game they kind of focus on a specific character. So Leon was a rookie in the Resident Evil 2 game, and then in the 4th game, like he's more seasoned. He knows what's going on. In fact, he like because they start working like they make like their own kind of organization to combat the like the New World Order, basically, ironically, and they want to put a stop to that. That's why it's so good, and I think me and Adega are like we're huge fans of this all the way. It's because it's like what's going on in the world.
See, this is no longer fiction. It's just like how Hideo Kojima foretold the future with proxy wars endlessly. You know, and the internet and AI.
Crazy. But I mean, the remake of the 4th one, and that's why everyone's kind of psyched about it because. They went more in an action kind of element with it. It feels more like an action movie with all those horror moments. Whereas the first couple of them, the first 3 or 4 of them there, well, including 0, was more horror-based survival. But the 4th one is more action-based kind of horror survival. But like you basically, your mission is you got to save the president's daughter. And during the course of that game, like he gets infected as well. And the president's daughter does, and you got to find the cure to it and save both your asses. And it's pretty cool. They did all that stuff, which it is funny. Jill got infected. He got infected. Chris is the only one who hasn't got infected, right?
Well, I always found that dumb in the games where you watch a cutscene where like somebody gets bitten or whatever, or like one of the black cop in part 2 who helps you out. He's bitten and he's like slowly turning in, but it's yet for some reason as the player. You're totally like you get chewed on all the time, but just take a little bit of herbs and you're okay.
See, Chris, if you play on the hardest setting and you only use a knife like Adega does, you'll never get bit because you're so good. Right? Yep. See?
And you one-shot the spiky dudes every time.
See? There you go. You make sure they kind of stumble back and then you run past them. That's the way to do it. Or
that is the way to do it.
In the second one, it's interesting because you could go for the legs. They'll fall down, and you could either stab the shit out of them until they're dead, or kind of just like run past them. So there's ways of getting past zombies and things. It all depends. It's your tactic. But Chris, if you're a great player, you should never get bit. Period. So, and that's the assumption of it. So if these characters survive, that means they've never gotten bit.
No, that would be a freaking cool ass mechanic. Is like. Play the game and never get bit. You get one ending. Play the game, get bit or injured or whatever, and you get a different ending.
That's kind of like with the special op one at the very end, where Vinny was talking about it with you're one of the operatives that has to go in when all of this crap's going down, and you get rescued by a helicopter.
Was it Hunk?
It's pretty tough. You cannot get injured with him, otherwise it ends.
Yeah, that was damn tough. On the remake game was interesting that they did give him a lot of weapons and shit. Like he's got an arsenal on him, but by the time you make it to the roof, you are down to a
You
knife.
got nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have to be very surgical in how you're gonna deal with that stuff, because it's not just like, oh yeah, I'm running past the same areas I was beforehand. No, they take the camera angle, they switch it the other way around completely. Like you're kind of disoriented from the beginning, but it's just teeming with all sorts of things. Like you could walk into a room and there could be like 50 zombies in it. Like it's like shit your pants moments throughout. So it's like run to the door or the exit as fast as you could, get to the next area before they get you. And yeah, some of them are just like they got big things in the way, but that was really cool. And that's what I liked about the second game too. Like there's certain characters that you'll encounter in the game that don't make it, and they're not supposed to make it, but they have like a what if scenario with these characters. So there's like it's the mayor's daughter that the chief of police is obsessed with, and in the game you find her dead body, and like I don't know if he was gonna embalm her or something. Like the chief of police is a psycho, a complete psycho. And he's got all this money, just like the elites. That's why it's so good, because they got even closer to that shit. So it's like they've been paid off so much. They have all this money, all this power, and like the one thing he wants is like the world went to shit, and he kidnaps the freaking mayor's daughter.
Oh, the OG zombie.
He's got the original one right there.
Man.
Let's turn the mic on. Yeah, this is the original. I told you guys I had this shirt.
Yep.
Proof. It says "Made in America."
Nice.
Nice.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
God, remember the first time seeing that too? Like I the first time I ever played Resident Evil was the director's cut. I never played the OG original.
Yep.
And when as soon as you walk down, toward the bottom of the screen after going through that door from the dining hall, you don't realize that's I can't remember the guy's name. One of the Bravo team guys getting eaten. You just see him. The camera does that like pre-rendered pan, and you just see the zombie, and then the zombie turns around. And at the time, that technology was so good, it looked like a real person, like the way it moved and stuff. I was like, holy shit, that's freaky.
But the sound was excellent. That's the one thing that really stood out to me in those games too. And especially like the remake with the lighting that they use, the dramatic lighting, and because like you walk into a room and like it's they shoot like the shadows across the wall like an old Hitchcock movie. Like that's why it was so visually powerful, that type of stuff. So I mean, like I know I'm kind of fanboying out a bit, but it's stuff that I love, And again,
the things that always got me was the sound effects of whether you're getting close to a room and you could hear either the shuffle and the footsteps, or you can hear something eating. Those will always freak me. I loved every bit of it.
So I watched a documentary on another horror video game series called The Clock Tower, and they were talking about sound design in that. And I think the Capcom guys that made Resident Evil borrowed a lot from that, which was the absence of sound makes sound scarier. So like if you noticed in a lot of the Resident Evil games, they'll like completely kill music. So there's no music, and the only sound you hear is like your echoing footsteps on like linoleum. And then all of a sudden you'll hear like a noise. And you're like, oh shit! Like you stop. Like what the hell was that? Like where? Man.
See, the president stood up from a creepy old man in the shower. But what if it's the same person?
Come on, man.
The fact that her father took showers with her in a way that was, quote, not appropriate. Ask yourself, is there any explanation for that behavior that is justifiable? And there's not. It's sick and it's horrifying.
Not okay.
Truth.
So, he cued it.
They use that like that horror setting, that the quietness and eeriness in the game Alan Wake too.
Oh, loved Alan
Nice.
Wake.
Yeah, I heard so many good things about it, but at the time, like, was it just on like the Xbox or one of those?
Yeah,
things?
and the PC. Yeah, like
yeah,
that weird sound that the deer made. It sounded like I don't know, like blowing through a flute or something. Like oh shit.
Yeah, that game that was awesome, and they're doing a second one.
Dude, the enemies in that were the coolest ever. They were just these wraiths. It was like the shadow mass. So your weapon was a flashlight. Like you just see these things on your periphery, like off in the distance. It would look like a bunch of silhouettes coming at you, and then you'd shine your light, and they wouldn't be there.
Yeah, well, like Silent Hill as well. Like the first Silent Hill. I mean, that was one of the most eerie experiences that I had in the game too.
Dude, it's so weird because like the
sirens.
Second, yeah, when the world changed, like when the sirens went off, and all of a sudden the potato babies came. But like for me, Silent Hill 2 wasn't a scary game. It was actually probably one of the saddest games I've ever played. Like it wasn't scary, it was interesting, and the Shyamalan twist at the end and all that stuff, like it was a really good like psychological thriller.
I gotta watch someone doing that, like a playthrough, because I never played the second one. For whatever reason, it's one of the jobs I had no time, so I never.
I think it's well, Silent Hill 2 doesn't really like they made it fall into the canon of the Silent Hill series, but it doesn't. Just take it as a standalone product.
Okay.
And it's a scare, like it's a ghost story, and then from what I gathered out of it, because there's multiple endings. If you've ever seen the movie Jacob's Ladder, where basically the guy is dead and he's in purgatory and he's being judged whether or not he should go to heaven or hell. Yeah. Like that's what Silent Hill 2 was from my impression, because you get revelations about who James Sunderland is, and you meet these other damned souls that are in Silent Hill, and they're not good people. Like they are, but they've done really bad things. Like there's this girl Angela who like you meet her and she's like kind of nuts. Like you're just like, okay, she's kind of weird, but like she's in a graveyard looking at gravestones, and she's like, I'm looking for my mother and my brother and all this stuff. And you're like, well, okay, well, sorry your family. It's like, so you're not even a resident of this town, and you're coming back here. Like there's no like you start as you play the game, you start piecing things together, and there's this one scene where you're in this burning house, and Angela's there, and she's like, you basically let her. Like you can't save all the souls, so you just let her go be damned. And she's like, oh, you can see the fire too. It's like this for me all the time. And you're like, oh, so this is her personal hell. So like, yeah. So what you're seeing as Silent Hill is what James's personal hell is.
Right. That's pretty cool. I mean,
yeah.
I see. That's it. When you put more thought into these things and you make it more like a visceral experience and not just the game. I mean. That's the stuff that I really love. It's that tight writing, and Trina, that's the other thing too that really like sold us on this stuff too. Because I don't know about anyone else here, but every time you found one of the diaries or a notebook or something, and you hear from the people who like, you'll go into one of the rooms in the mansion and you find someone's notes, and you might get surprised by a zombie coming out of the closet or something, and he's like, "I work for the Biden administration." Woo! No, but yeah, you got to take him out, and then like you'll look on his desk, and he's got a note, and you read through it, and like they talk about like how it is working there, and how things are getting more bizarre and eerie. Someone got scratched by one of these creatures in the cages, and then like over the process of a couple of days, like because he's starting to change, and they don't know what's going on yet. By the time like you get to the last page of the guy's journal, his English and his writing is all broken up, and he's down to itchy, scratchy, tasty. Like
I remember that. Yep.
Itchy, like
scratchy, tasty.
Yeah. I mean that's what the fun was. The surprises in that game and just all that shit. And then the mansion, because it has all these booby traps. So there were like 3 families that make up the Umbrella family, or the corporation. And they're all like, you have like your George Soros type. You have like the royal family type. There's like big old money. So the mansion that you're in, I think, is like it's the Spencer mansion. And the guy that they hired, the architect, you find his notes everywhere, and that he had to do this. he had to make it this way. They wouldn't let him or his family leave. They added a whole other part to the story where his wife and kid get kidnapped, and they experiment on his kid, and then you see her because she's an adult now, and just oh my god, it's so eerie and creepy what they did. But
dude,
and then you end up
I loved
in the game.
That's
You
cool.
his tombstone basically inside the on the grounds of the house. It's dope how they did it. I loved it.
I loved what they did to Kendo in the remake, because there's this character you meet, Kendo, at Kendo's gun shop in the original Resident Evil 2. And depending on who you play, he's either a douchebag or just a normal guy. So if you play as Leon, he's all like, I don't know what's going on here. You know, I own the gun shop. You know, man, I almost killed you, you know, and all this stuff. And then like the plate glass window gets kicked over. All the zombies come and kill him. And it's like, oh no, Kendo, bye-bye, hardly knew you. And then if you play as Claire, the female, she's like, I ain't know what's going on, darling. Hey, sweetie. You know, and all this stuff. And the zombies kill him. And you're like, thanks for the free crossbow, asshole. You know, but in the remake, they make him one of the most heroic, tragic characters ever. Like he basically, his daughter gets bit, and he's like he lost his wife, he lost his daughter, and he's like, he helps the player out, and then he's kind of faced with, do I put a bullet in her or what? Like,
oh man,
it's
really sad.
Yeah, it tugs on your heartstrings for sure. Because when there is a part where you could see that where she hasn't changed fully yet. She's only partial.
Yep.
But I think it's like the add-on thing at the end, or but when you get to play as his storyline, like, you know, you'll see.
Oh, you get to play as him?
Yeah, if you clear like I think all 4 scenarios, they unlock Kendo's storyline, the mayor's daughter, like as if she doesn't die, like you find a way.
Oh, the what ifs.
The what ifs, and they're awesome. They're so good.
Hell yeah.
You play as Hunk, and then there's a police officer who kind of looks like Rick Grimes. Because Leon, he could get that costume as well. You could play as basically Rick from Walking Dead. He's got the sheriff outfit from the first episode.
That's awesome, the cowboy hat.
It's so great. I was thinking about doing that, popping the head off the figure that I have and just putting Leon's on there.
Nice.
But no, it's cool what they did. That's why I dig that type of stuff. And I know I cleared it with her. I can't remember if I cleared it with Kendo, but like hers was pretty crazy because like the scenario at the end, it was very difficult to figure out because again, it's like that guy Hunk. You gotta run through as fast as you could. You don't really have much of a choice on what kind of weapons you could even pick up or how you could defend yourself. And it's great because it's like, yeah, you want her to survive because from what you saw in that game and like the mayor, creep and
she'd have a pretty fate.
Yeah, he was gonna freaking bomb her. Like, what a psycho! Yep. So that's why I'm happy when they destroyed that character and you get to kill him and all that shit. So much fun stuff, but. And it's great because you see like just how depraved and like what these people would do. It's the end of the world and like what they're choosing to do with it. And, like it's like what the fuck?
Right. Yeah. Well, that's kind of what the whole Walking Dead story was about. Yeah. The zombies weren't really the scary part. It was humanity. Like when civilization is no longer polite.
Yeah. That was it. The thin veneer of civilization in air quotes was lowered. And people's true nature just came right out, you know?
Yep. Absolutely. Oh, by the way, I kept this up too because I told the doc about it last time. I don't know if you saw it, but see, like they're getting closer to what's kind of going on right now with their, the village with their rituals and all that shit. So I'm like, I'm surprised that this is a brand new character and that they're actually doing this shit. I'm like, oh, look at that. They're getting even closer to the new Korean world order.
They always tell you what they're doing if you pay attention.
They always do.
Speaking of the doc, is anyone else about to have a seizure from his face flashing over and over again on the screen?
What?
He's flashing. You don't see it.
No.
His camera. Oh my God!
My camera's off and the lights or the shield is over it. So that's on your end.
Hand.
Did you mean Chris?
Yeah. No, Doc. Ortega Outlaw, the good gentleman.
Yeah, no. Nope.
There we go.
My lens is covered. It's been covered.
It's just odd.
You
I must be
drank
going
some
mad.
blood from someone who is very, very stoned.
I think the blood you drank was laced with fentanyl. I'm a detective. I know these things.
I heard fentanyl, baby.
I was about to fentanyl. Hold on. The game
I came back from the dead for that, baby. I'm like a voter. I'm like a Democrat voter. I came back from the dead.
The game is so old at this point. Do you think Mama Susan will let me play like the opening to the remake? Of
No.
one?
No, you'll get, dude. It's Capcom. They'll tag it.
Son of a bitch.
Well, actually, no. Wait a minute. If it's in the
It should
game,
be
yeah,
okay.
you can stream it. Yeah, you should be fine.
Yeah.
Because, dude, I could play the opening of the original. I could just boot
I'm
up my
still-
emulator.
I'm more anxious to wait for the time when Vinny, you get to the baby boss on the village. I want to hear what you have to say when you get there.
The baby boss?
What?
The baby boss.
There's a baby boss?
Yeah, there's a big baby boss.
It is so cool. Don't tell him what happens. It is awesome.
Hold on, Chris.
No,
you seen someone play the whole thing?
Yeah, dude, yeah. I don't play these games because they're movies for me. I'll just watch them through. I've seen the entire village. It's freaking awesome.
Okay.
And yeah, the baby. Yeah, that's the stuff of nightmares.
Oh, shit. Great.
Wait.
You know
I
what?
can experience this game without playing it?
Yeah. The modern games aren't games anymore. They're just marginally interactive CG films with 20-plus-year-old game mechanics tossed in.
Well, how do you do that? How do you watch games?
Just watch it on YouTube. I have a bunch of friends
All right.
that stream games. And
Okay, well that's what I'm about to do. I'm about to show you the opener to the Resident Evil remake. So like I could show like
Is this a new one? Is this the newest one that came out?
No. But the remake it's newer than the original, but it's not brand new.
Yeah. This is a horror movie is what it is. So I can show this and I shouldn't get hit for it, correct?
Yeah, because
Technically
you're streaming a game.
Even if you play the audio?
Yeah,
because
you're
you
streaming
stream the games, you play the audio. And even if it does, dude, and you have like a copyright claim on it tomorrow, you just edit out the segment of the show, and you'll get your monetization
I've
back.
done that before. So I mean, yes,
I had to do that 6 times for the stream last night.
I think my record. What we were talking about, Ash versus Evil Dead. I think it was 10 different times I had to cut out shit. I'm like, holy shit!
Last night was one of the most I've ever had to do. It was like 6, I think.
Oh my god, dude! All right, so here we go.
Does that hit the road, Jack?
That
No, this
sounded
looks like Silent
Walking
Hills.
Dead.
What the fuck is this?
That looks like Silent Hills.
It sounded like Walking
The
Dead.
Walking Dead.
Yeah, and that it's where Norman Reedus steps in. And
Oh, it could be
this is supposed to be
person's-
Silent
it could be-
Hills.
Wait,
Yeah, it could-
what?
Hold on. It
Yeah.
could be that
Yeah,
person.
they Konami canceled a game called Silent Hills starring Norman Reedus, and they showed the whole intro with him walking into an abandoned city.
Wait, I'm trying to get this thing. Okay.
How long ago was that supposed to be made?
There you
All
go.
right. Here's
If
the
you have a
video.
PS4, some people still have it, the demo.
All right.
People. Victims were apparently eaten. The Bravo team was sent in to investigate, but we lost contact.
Look, Chris.
Bravo team's helicopter was a derelict.
You got to show the original one.
Save for the
the
remaining
actors.
body of Kevin.
Yeah, it's so bad.
We continued our search for the other members, and it turned into a nightmare.
Joseph!
No, that was Vinny.
Yeah, Joseph's the one with the bandana who finds the severed hand.
Yeah.
zombie Dobermans.
You're wasting so much blood.
Are those Zobermans?
Yeah.
Remember?
She's just standing there.
They're coming for that booty.
And she fucking falls over.
Yeah, what?
Oh,
Yeah, that's totally a chick trope. Like, what the hell, man? She was badass in the first game. He's actually laying suppressive
zombie
fire.
Dobermans.
They're
Yeah.
Chuck wagon.
And they're
Chuck
hunting
wagon.
in a pack.
No! Don't go!
Wait, they travel in packs and they do it from the back. Never mind. Wrong doggy style.
Chris, this way.
Albert Wesker. And there's Barry.
Barry was a
He
bad.
wears his sunglasses at night.
Yeah, because he's a mega douche.
I mean,
Heights and yellow eyes.
that's how you know who a Chad is and who a villain is.
Yeah. I was
Dude,
gonna
you
say
gotta show
that
the original intro.
that's not Albert Wesker. Albert Wesker's bald and black. Everybody knows that.
Dude,
Bigots.
show the original intro because it has the 80s action thing. Chris Redfield.
There's
Oh,
only
yeah.
3 stars members left
We'll
now.
hit that. Hold on.
Captain
Get
Wesker.
into the mansion.
Jill,
Like, you see how
and
beautiful this
myself.
freaking mansion is.
It sounds like it could be narrated by a Dega,
Yes!
right?
I thought it was him at first.
I'd love to do it.
Who said he didn't narrate
Barry.
this?
Where's Barry?
Right.
Barry! Where's Barry?
No.
Barry
What was that?
I'll go and check it out. All right.
You might as well
Jill and I will
bury his
stay
heart
and
at
secure
wounded
this area.
knee.
Chris,
Be careful.
take care.
Oh, she changed it.
Yeah.
Make me a
Hey,
saint.
you take care of those jugs.
Yeah. No, well, there's a part where he talks about being, if you're with Jill and you play through hers, they talk about Jill is the master of picking locks and that, I thought I was almost in a Jill sandwich.
Well, the sugar kiss isn't the master of shooting zombie dogs, I'll tell you that.
like this is the actual gameplay now,
Yep.
right here. I mean,
Yep.
See,
I mean,
watch, he's
that-
going to walk towards the screen now. He's going to walk down.
Yeah.
And that's where the dude from the Bravo team gets eaten.
Yeah, the first zombie that we get to see.
Yep. And that
Chris,
scared the shit out of me in the first one.
Let me see it.
This is my T-shirt.
What the?
Yeah, this is the t-shirt scene. I think it looks better in the original, to be honest.
I'm gonna back away slowly and shake my hands at the same moment.
IBS can strike at any time.
Yeah, right.
Hey, settle down. It's Renee Paquette.
So this is
Fresh
a big
meat.
difference. So
Yeah.
like with his scenario and with Jill's. So now he's going to be running back into that other room, and he's going to see that Wesker and Jill aren't there, and that's where you find a gun on the floor and some blood. And basically, his whole story starts from there. But with Jill, it's both you and Barry come into the dining room. Barry stops at a puddle that's in front of the fireplace down there, and Jill goes into that room. And when you come back through, she starts screaming, "Barry, there's a monster!" He goes, "Get out of the way!" And the zombie's coming at him, and Barry unloads on the zombie. But
He's got that Desert Eagle.
yeah, and you come towards this side of the screen, and then all of a sudden you hear the door slam, and the body's not there anymore. So it's pretty cool. Like they have a whole bunch of moments throughout the game where it's just really shit your pants or what's gonna happen. But they did something really cool with this as well, where if you take out a zombie and you don't pop off its head, because again, it's like any zombie thing. If there's brain damage, they're dead completely. But if you just take them out in a regular way and the head's still intact, if you come back about an hour later or something, they mutate into something else. And they start running at you. Their skin becomes all blood red. Their nails grow extra long, and they start chasing you, and they sound like this kind of crazy beast. It's pretty amazing what they did.
Yeah,
it's really cool. But yeah, if you want,
show the original one because I love that cheesy shit 80s action, or at least the one from the director's cut. I don't know if it was in the original, but the director's cut intro, had the like Albert Wesker's there. They do all the like the intros where they show the guys and they're like making like the little vignette poses like they do in an 80s action movie. But like they show Albert Wesker and he's just folding his arms and chewing gum.
Yeah,
he like kind of straightens his hair a little bit. That's like, yeah, that guy's a douchebag.
Oh, it's so good. All right, hold on, I found it. Someone they put it in 4K.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we get
shit.
and we get the awful rubber dogs.
Here we go.
So this is the original.
Yep.
So this is off PlayStation 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is the one. This is the one I played.
Yeah, the OG one.
Yeah.
Where we're searching for the helicopter of our compatriots Bravo team, who disappeared during the middle of our mission. No, I haven't found it yet. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. Bravo team went to the hideout of the group and disappeared.
Here we go. Yes.
This reminds me of the opening of Hatchet.
Yeah.
It was Bravo team's helicopter. Nobody was in it. But strangely, most of the equipment was still there. However, we soon discovered why.
Look at Chris. Rubber.
Hey! Come here!
The hair.
Love it.
Like 3 feet high.
Yes. This was all in black and white. See, she's not like, oops, I stumbled.
Right? No.
Don't go. I love that.
I can't believe how good this looks.
Yeah, this is awesome. Bye-bye.
And you find out what happens to the helicopter pilot, that son of a bitch, in the second game. Brad.
Watch, I love the intro now.
Phil, run for that house!
There are only 3 STARS members left now. Chris Redfield. Jill Valentine. Barry Burton.
And then watch Albert Wesker. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot they added her. He's from Zero.
Albert Wesker.
Yeah. He's got jaundice.
Resident Evil.
That shit was amazing. But yeah, holy crap! I love Wesker's character, especially what they did with him in Zero. All of his cutscenes were so great because he never really encounters Rebecca, but he's watching her the whole time. With Birkin, and like they're like who the hell is this? Like, you know, it's part of my team, and he wants to see how fast she's gonna die or if she's even gonna make it. but like they're doing their own thing, like because both of them have their own agendas, and you find out that like Wesker actually he wants to steal this shit on his own.
Yep.
He got too big for his britches, and he doesn't want to work for Umbrella anymore. And that's part of like the whole character, which is excellent up until like the 5th game. Like you find out what his plans are and what he's been doing. Because I think Code Veronica is one that they have to remake. I don't know why they haven't yet.
Yeah.
And I think we're all kind of screaming for it.
Yeah.
That's when you first see him where he souped himself up basically and all that crazy cool shit. With those
that's
fucked
what's
up
cool
twins.
about 2 and 2, 3. Well, actually 2 and Veronica. So like Jill and Chris are kind of military. They're paramilitary, like law enforcement and stuff. Like they're souped up or whatever.
Yep.
Leon's more of a small time cop in the second game. Small town cop.
He's
and
a
then
rookie.
Claire. Yeah, and Claire has like she's not really like in the army or anything. She's just a biker chick.
Yeah.
So it's cool seeing like how these different people from their different backgrounds survive like a global basically zombie outbreak.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I mean, and then like what it does to them, because like each of them have their own thing, and that's what I loved about like the second one at the end. Like they have like a little montage too for the characters of like what actually happened, and like Ada, you don't really know who she is, but this is the mysterious woman who was aiding Leon throughout the game. Like she does survive because the way that they ended
that was something. If they ever wanted to make a good movie, I would think from the point of view of Ada, her following her character, where her doing everything, that would be awesome.
That's the one thing I really liked about 6 is that you get to play as her after everything, and you could see how she interacted with everyone's scenarios.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys have gotten that far.
Yeah, that's the one where it's like the mini stories.
Yeah, it's like they're in teams basically because it's like one of the first co-op. Well, no, the second co-op one that they did, but they let Ada because she interacted with each one of these people and everything throughout those games. So you see her perspective of how she got into certain areas and shit that was like it seemed like it was cut off and and you had to help them out or do something. Like I thought that was really cool.
Yeah,
because she's a cool character. I mean, like, there's a lot of things I didn't like design-wise what they had done. That's what really pissed me off. The direction.
I never understood the cocktail dress. That always kind of confused me. It's like you're in a war zone where she like, if they made the story so the cocktail dress made sense, like she was when the shit went down, she just happened to be at like a ball or something or some gala.
Yeah.
Well, like the fact that. Oh, sorry.
I was saying, I think that's why they did that with the remake.
Yeah, they gave her like just a red shirt with like tight jeans and shit.
No, with the remake of the second game with Ada.
Yeah, wasn't
she had the trench coat. She had the trench coat, and then when she took it off, you see that she had a red dress with like the black stockings, but it wasn't. It was like she was doing something else. She was on another mission, and then kind of, she went incognito basically and whatnot. But hey, I got another friend here. We got Nerd Twinkie back on. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys?
Not too bad.
Pretty good.
Not too bad. We were talking a little bit about celebrity earlier, and then we got into the Resident Evil thing because there's some people on panel here that love games and horror with a mix.
Yes.
And it's
and I'm all about survival horror video games. Like, I'm a major fan of The Last of Us, Silent Hill, Resident Evil, up to like 4. Like at 4, I'm just like, because it kind of they make them too OP. Like it's too overpowered. Like, I mean, I love a badass, but it's just kind of like,
less scary, more action.
Yeah,
like with the 5th one, I still loved up until the 5th one. Although, like when they took out my favorite character, that's why I got pissed off. I mean, Wesker was such a great villain, and like when they finished his storyline, but I didn't like what they did with Jill either in that.
Bro, that's totally fair.
Having her kind of like sacrifice herself, that was kind of cool. There was like that in the middle of the story what had happened, and it looked like she basically she stopped Wesker in order to, to save Chris and everything too, but. I didn't.
Have you watched the films?
Yeah.
Not the
Totally
live
different.
action. I'm talking about the animation one.
Oh, yeah,
no,
yeah.
I actually,
yeah, those are great, but awful. You know what I mean? They're like awfully great.
well, two of them I think were really good. I like Damnation. I forget all the titles though.
Oh man,
The
I
last one
haven't
they did,
watched-
I wasn't crazy about. It felt kind of.
I mean, I haven't watched them in forever, but I'm sure they're on Netflix because there are times where I'm just like, let's see how big of a crash and burn this is. Like,
Well,
it's just-
I think the new one's going to be good. It's called Death Island. Are you familiar with it?
No. This is I'm referring not the live action, fully CG, right?
Yeah, fully CG.
Oh, okay. I just
Yeah.
have to like because there's the live action. It just kept on going. Just don't know.
Yeah,
why.
it made no sense.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
I
true.
had so many questions.
Yeah. This is some shots from the new one. They have a teaser trailer, but they actually use the model from the third remake game.
Oh, that's
so this is
pretty.
the Russian model. That's actually she's going to be in it as Jill, which is awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
Here's the.
You guys, they're like releasing a new Silent Hill game, and there's another one. It's like Japanese lore and shit. It's great.
So Disney.
Uh,
Well,
So
I'm
good.
disappointed by how they're doing a remake of Silent Hill 2, which in my
Uh-huh.
opinion was the best in the series.
Same.
But they made James look awful. Like James in the first game was kind of like, you know, the blonde dude or whatever. When like the graphics on the PS2 were like, I don't know, they made him now all like gaunt and like emaciated. He looks like
well,
he's
let
like
me
20 years
look
older.
because it's been a while since I saw the teaser a little while ago, and I'm excited about it. But I don't know. I thought he was fine. Like
Yeah.
I feel like it translated fine, but I mean, people got butthurt about Joel, so I'm like, yeah, it's okay.
Well, when you take the main character from the first game and then you just make him the villain and then have him be murdered.
I mean, he was always kind of a villain,
jacked
even
up.
in the first. Well, I mean,
Well,
he's
that's
already-
the trope,
No.
though. Take an established white male character and replace him with a girl. That's look at all media.
No,
X-Men.
now you're thinking agenda. That's not what I gathered from the whole narrative, guys. And I will argue with you with that because that is not the whole idea. Is more of like parental connection as well as just kind of the whole human condition and love and stuff. Like the thing is, yeah, like it's. And I know you're like, oh, replace him with a girl, but that's not the case. It's just more of like.
Well, yeah, because the first game. Hold on. The first game. I mean, there's so much emotional impact in that first game. That whole thing. I mean, it's a great experience. Like, I'll go to bat for the first one all the time. I think that game was a masterpiece of a game. It was unnecessary to do a sequel.
Yeah, you can't win me over on that second one. I sat through that garbage. I did not like it. The graphics were amazing. The art team and all that stuff. Kudos to them. That writing, it was garbage in my opinion.
I mean,
it was
because
they
hold on,
forced the player to commit acts of atrocity and then made them feel bad about it.
Yeah,
it's like that's terrible game design.
Let's break down Joel for a minute. So for the tragedy that happened to him in the opening, when this outbreak and shit was happening, and how he lost his daughter, and like, I mean that was brutal. Like, if you didn't even get choked up on that, you don't have a heart. I'll just say that. But then, like, they do that jump. What is it? 15 years or 10 years, whatever it was.
It was 20 years. Yeah.
Oh, it was 20. Oof. All right. I forget. It's been a minute since I played it, but yeah. And then you get back into that, and you see kind of like what happened to the world, what happened to him, and yeah, he did shut himself off in a big way. It's just kind of like him and Tess, and he's got his brother and all that he lost.
I mean, don't you think that maybe you're attributing too much of like a certain perspective? I mean, your opinion's valid, but like, how you're just like thinking it has to be this way when really it's just like.
No, I just didn't enjoy it.
Hold on a second. I didn't even get into any opinions. I'm just saying what the story was.
Okay. Well, I mean,
no, it's literally.
No, I think she's referring to me, but yeah.
Well, hold on, listen, because again, we got Batman here, and it's every time I think about my parents' death and I get sad, I just bring Chris on panel, and he makes me feel so much better about the world.
Yes,
it's doom and gloom with this guy all the time. I love it. No,
damn straight. Life is but a slow defeat.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, this is for the people who didn't play the first game or don't know too much about it, and they're going to experience something great with the HBO series. I can't wait till they get to the moment of what happens to them. But because people are going to go irate. But I think from the first game and kind of what happens, and you get put into that situation, and you have to bring this girl to a certain location. He ends up getting stuck with her, and then kind of what happens from that point, how you start to see that parental thing happening again. It's almost like he has a second chance at being a father again, but in this world that's completely destroyed. She had nothing. She had nobody. She gravitates towards him as a fatherly figure as well. You can see their connection. They save each other multiple times in the game. Like, you have a lot of cool moments. And then at the end, and Chris made a great point with this, and this really, it does determine whether or not, I guess you could see Joel as a villain or not. You have a choice. You don't have to kill anyone in the hospital, and you can still save her. So what they ended up doing in the game, they made it canon that he murders everyone, including the doctors, and then he saves her. So when we get down to the point of it, there was no guarantee that she was going to be the cure for this.
Yeah, but it was guaranteed that she was going to die.
Okay, I have a question for you, because
Right.
like I literally during that part I tried to not kill anybody, and it would not allow me to proceed without killing people. So I don't know if that's the case.
I bet Adega could have done it. All he needed was a knife.
Now you get it. It's like Joel didn't even have a Bowie knife. That can be arranged.
Right? And sadly, yes, Sambagogo's right. I mean, Druckmann, he came out multiple times saying how insane he truly is. So, I mean, and that's the sad fact of it. When you have the person who's supposed to be taking the narration and everything and continuing the story a proper way, going, nope, we're going complete lefty views on every possible.
Well, I have friends that worked on this game. Okay, like people that I respect, artists that I worked with on other projects. Like it annoys me because their work has been overshadowed by Anita Sarkeesian paying a visit to her old pal Mr. Druckmann, and like infusing their ideology into the story. And it's like, dude, you had Amy Hennig, who is by far the best narrative director, writer, whoever. You got rid of her and replaced her with this ideologically driven thing where you've got this juiced up muscle mama who's in a world where like you can't have dude, like in a post-apocalyptic world where food is scarce,
You're not my interest. Now you have my attention. I heard muscle mommy. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, wait, what?
Cargill?
Unless she had like a full stack of like anabolics, like she's not going to be that jacked. And it's funny because at the end of the game when they starved her and all that stuff, like she gets down to like a normal size, for that final battle with Ellie. But when you see her in the beginning and she's going, golfing with Joel.
Why are you getting so upset over a jacked up lady? Because I mean, personally,
hold on.
I'm just like, she could
Wait
be
a sec.
fucking.
Wait a sec. ETEP was
larger.
No, but dude, that is a man's frame. That is not.
Yeah,
like,
that looks like a man.
Time out because ETEP was unaware of what Abby was. So.
I mean, granted, maybe they did take some liberties, but they did refer to a muscle.
That's a dude.
That's a dude. Yeah,
that's a man.
They actually referenced a.
He's sexy.
A bodybuilder, guys. The whole musculature and all that. It's a real person.
But it's a real person.
It's derivative of 3 different people, I think.
But it's a real person in modern times with the ability to get on trend and get jacked.
Anvar.
But what's not to say? What about Joel though? He's jacked too.
He isn't. Look at him. He's like emaciated.
Isn't he supposed to be like? I've never played. All right, I ain't got a dog in this fight. I ain't never played this game a second in my life, and I just like listening to people argue about this shit because it's fucking hilarious. But as somebody who has went from I walk around 215, 220, and I pushed myself up to 245, 250. I was eating 8,000 calories a day, and I didn't take anything. I was on no gear. outside of just eating and taking regular supplements and some fucking creatine. To get to put on 25 to 30 pounds of fucking bulk and lifting 7 days a week, that shit goes away quick, and it goes away quick.
I work out too, dude. But the thing is, it's just I think you guys are just too nitpicky on certain things where it's it's a video game. It's a video game.
Oh, like I said, it didn't make any difference to me, but I just looked at it from a realistic, because like I said, I don't play the game. I ain't played a Resident Evil game since the very first one came out, so this shit's like a foreign language to me.
That's why I was breaking it down too for the people who are unaware of it, and I know a lot of people didn't play the second game. There was a whole bunch of shit about it, but because here's the thing: so you had your main character Joel from the first one. He saves Ellie from being essentially murdered because they were going to dissect the shit out of her, and they think that they could find the cure from her. Because she got bit. Because she got bit and never transformed, so they think that she's the key to saving the world, right? But
they want her brain.
Yes, yep. Abby something. No, that's this one. But anyway, no. So Joel goes to this hospital to save her because he had it kind of pass her off, and they found out that no, they're gonna kill her. So he's like, no, you have a choice, and basically, yeah, he chooses to save her. So he's the hero of the story. But again, they put in that situation was he really what he did? Was it the right thing to do? Saving one life? Was there actually a chance that they could have saved the entire world? Probably not, because the world was so fucked from what we played through in the game and how destroyed everything was, and how these creatures, how much they mutated, and you had the bloaters, you had all sorts of weird shit that was going on throughout that game. And then you have this little group called the Fireflies who, with their 1 or 2 doctors, they think that they were able to do something. What were you going to do at this point?
Well,
you get
I
into a
have
helicopter
to say,
and
I
crop
will argue
dust
with you on that. It would be one less thing to have to worry about. You know what I mean? Because that means
in their circle.
Get rid of. Well, potentially in their circle, yeah. But then they could also spread it to other places and say, hey, there's this vaccination.
Okay.
That goes without saying.
Right. All right. Hold on. Let's approach it from a story perspective then, and in a good way then. So, all right.
Vinny, can you scroll up a little bit to on the right-hand side? I think it was. Okay, never mind. Maybe it was a different. Oh, well, okay, that one on the top left there with the white background.
This one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's totally that's so much like a dude. I'm getting turned on right now.
Damn.
He takes it in the butt too.
All right. So hold on. Let me get back to the story element. All right. So hold on. So
he has a sex scene.
I'll say what they did basically to the character that you play as. So you're invested the whole time in Joel and Ellie in that first game. So in the sequel, apparently they have a bit of a rift, and Ellie's a little bit older now. They have their thing, but you end up finding out that apparently this girl Abby is hell bent on killing Joel. Apparently, I guess one of her parents or something was the doctor.
Her dad was one of the guys that got shot,
or one of the guys who got shot in the hospital. Whatever, I don't know the full details, but so she wants revenge on Joel no matter what. She ends up getting her hands on him, and it's kind of early on in that second game, from what I understood. And she beats him to death with a golf club or a baseball bat. One of these items.
It was a golf club.
Golf
club.
9-iron. Yep. Smashes his skull in while Ellie's fighting to try to get there, or on the other side of a door. It was some
after he saves all their lives.
Yeah, exactly. Uncharacteristically of Joel and his brother, they actually join this other group and help them. They get escorted to this one room or whatever. Ellie's there. She gets held down and forced to, at point blank range, watch Joel's brains get splattered.
Yeah. So
and they show it.
So her father figure technically is now he's murdered in the most brutal, heinous way possible. And then the rest of the game, you're playing as Ellie and Abby. They're going back and forth between the two characters, you're trying to force a character down your throat that you despise this character. Because
take that, patriarchy.
Yes.
Right. So
it's an attack. It's an attack on your human culture.
I don't
Right.
know.
So hold on a second. But
It seemed
forget
it
about
seemed
all
to
that
fit
other-
there.
All right. Enough of like the culture war shit that we're throwing on top of it. I'm just saying the story element of what's there and why people
Yeah.
they don't like this character and they didn't want to play as this character or whatever. So
And you're
now
being
the
forced to
proper
play
thing,
it.
if you're gonna write a story where you want to continue this, you want to have a moment of okay, Joel was wrong. All right, let's say he's wrong, and there's still a chance that Ellie could still save this world. There's another way of approaching this story in a completely different way, where you could make Joel look like a dick, but more of like an accidental dick, or what he believed was something that was still true, that he still thinks that it couldn't have happened. And maybe throughout the course of the second game, you could try to do some kind of aspect where they're leaning towards that, right? Where they're leaning towards, yes, Ellie, she's like, yeah, screw it. Yeah, I do think I could be the one that saves this world. And it was unfair of you, Joel, to take that choice away from me. You can play with that father-daughter aspect again. You could do it in a different way. But then maybe in the end, she does change her mind. And maybe, there's different directions you could go in. But to just do this shit where a hell-bent, I want revenge no matter what, fuck everything. Oh, he saved my life. I don't care. I'm going to murder him anyway, and I'm going to do it in front of, the daughter figure. It makes no sense. And this character was not in the first game whatsoever. So that's the other thing too, that like that narrative is just, it's piss poor. It doesn't work. It's again, as a writer, as a creator, that's the approach that.
As a game designer, it's something called a ludonarrative disconnect, where you're basically introducing. You've got your story. You've just established Abby as the villain. Because you've already developed a rapport with Joel and Ellie from the first game. So you're like, okay, those are your heroes. You've already established that. Now enter this new jacked she-man that comes in and beats the shit out of this guy and kills him. And suddenly you're in control of her and you're like, but she's the bad guy. And then you're like, oh, well, we're going to force you to have like like an empathy or a pathos, to like feel bad for her, like, through her perspective. And it's like, you should have done that before you turned the hero that we all liked into a brain fruit salad,
Yeah. This is crazy.
I have a migraine, guys, so I'm not going to argue about this. It's mainly because of the weather in Vancouver kicks your ass. So, like,
that sucks.
It's one of those things where I'm like, I could argue about this because, like, I'm a fan of a franchise. I'm a fan of the character, and I understand where you guys are coming from. But at the same time, I'm also seeing it in a different perspective of like, they're trying to introduce empathy, and maybe they didn't do it or sell it as well as, say, the first game, because we had such a close bond and connection between Joel and Abby, Joel and Ellie.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they're trying to say, hey, we're all people here, all struggling, and they're just trying to again shift the perspective of, you may think you're the good guys, but that's not necessarily so. We're all scrambling and trying to survive, endure and survive,
Yeah, they just did it terribly because what you're doing is bad, and they're forcing you to do it as a player in order to progress in the game. And you're like, I don't want to do this.
But the thing is, I think they're also selling the point of sometimes especially in their dystopian society, you have to do awful things to survive.
Right, and they established that, I think, in the first game, because you had the different factions. There were people you came in contact with. You're like, oh shit, like, you could see from their point of view as well. Like, they had those moments in the first game. That's why I think the first one was a masterpiece. I wanted to play as Ellie. Like, this is the Ellie character is a little more grown up. I thought she was awesome. The shit that they showed, some of the footage when they first were dropping that. I mean, I dig it what they did with the tattoo to cover up her bite mark, so she could get by without, people thinking one thing or another. Like, I mean, there was a lot of cool elements that they put all over the place. Like Chris said, he had friends who worked on this game.
I have friends who worked on the game too. Like, I know, like,
talented people, man.
Yeah, super talented. Like, look at that. This
I have
looks
friends
incredible.
who worked on the show too. That's like friends of friends, and they did the comp work as well as like worked on set with the actors. But no, I understand your perspective. There's a lot of stuff that I didn't vibe with narrative wise. However, in some ways I kind of understand, maybe because I put some of my own personal issues or personal experiences with, like, say Ellie, or even with Abby, like when her father died and stuff, and she sees that, I'm like, it reminds me of my dad, you know what I mean, and seeing him in the hospital and almost dying. Like there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, ow, that hurts, the reaction, the emotional element. And then I'm just like, if something like that happened to my dad, I don't think I would fucking care, you know what I mean, especially brutally murdered like that.
Yeah,
so,
but again, hold on. This is the round table. Like that's what I said. Everyone gets a fair shake at all this stuff, and no one's dogpiling anyone either. So just people watching, they're aware of it.
No, we're not like, honestly, like take what you will out of this, but nobody is like nobody's angry at each other. We're just shooting the shit.
We're not sitting in a pit with a knife in each other's hands.
You're not taking this shit personally. It's a fucking
Speak for
video
yourself.
game,
I got a
guys.
machete.
Maybe.
Wait, what's Draven doing here?
I got 12 knives.
I got knives.
Do you also have a Jason mask?
Yes, I do.
Yes, he does.
Man.
And I've got a wig. And I've got a wig.
Oh no.
And
How
a
about
Ushanka.
Oh my.
Oh yeah,
How about-
thank you, ETEP, for mentioning that. The physique model, who is one of the body models for Abby.
Yeah, Colleen.
CrossFitter. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, see, look at her there.
Yeah, no, she's hot. Like, I'm just like, man, when I
Yes,
saw
she
her,
is.
I'm just like, bro, I need to get to that level. I mean, now she's jacked up even more because she's been more competitive. She's actually taking steroids.
Oh
But,
yeah,
like,
you gotta break that mold.
But hold up. But before the reference, he was not taking steroids. It was.
Why is that man in a bra?
Dude, I can only imagine how many hours a day she fucking trains, and I do like 2 to 3 hours, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't have enough time for this.
Yeah,
shit.
hold on.
Some chemical.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's basically 8 hours, man.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do that shit. Like,
There's
I need to
three
do
guys
something.
on panel here. There's at least 3 or 4 of us who we talk about Rhea Ripley all the time, and Jade Cargill. They're in incredible shape. Jade Cargill has bigger arms than this chick, and we're all drooling over her. So yeah, there's.
I pay women like that to beat me up. I mean, shit.
That woman's pecs. That woman's pecs are swallowing her tits.
Dude, I wish I had fucking abs like that. Like, holy crap! I don't think I will ever get to that level. I have to like starve myself.
The only time I got my abs like to pop, like I had a full 6, was when I like dieted myself down, and
Yeah, it's a lot.
But I mean, it was like I got down to 8% body fat though, but I only weighed like 200 pounds. Like I had like
Are
a
you
little.
really tall?
I'm 6'3".
Oh yeah, no, that's you're tall, and then you're, oh my god, 8%. Holy crap.
Yeah, it took It took a lot.
You humans get beer bellies. I get a blood belly.
Nice.
Like I had like the veins and shit. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. No, dude, I'm just like, I'm curvy. I don't know. Like I'm gradually, I power lift and I do Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and I'm gradually kind of like upping my weight and stuff. I could lift like almost 500 pounds with my ass. So
What are you doing? Like you talking like hip thrusts?
Yeah,
Like hip
yeah.
thrust? Yep. I know. Yep. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then the lateral press too. Yeah, like
Uh-huh.
But I hurt my shoulder, so I have to be careful, like when doing powerlifting, especially
Oh,
when it's
yeah.
over the shoulder. Because like my
Yep.
left one, I do not know what happened, but I was just like, nope.
Oh,
I tore my I tore my right rotator partially back in like 2013, and just I never had surgery. I just kind of rehabbed it as much as I could and did some physical therapy. And I was like at my peak, I was pressing like doing single arm flats with 110s, but. That was that's a very, but that was always my weakest, like my weakest part was like that. And now it's like, shit, I couldn't pick, I haven't lifted since I quit wrestling, like consistently, and now it's just like when I have time, cause I do this and then substitute teach. So I'm not in front of the camera in that respect anymore. So it's like, I just like want to just keep
I get it.
now.
I get it. Like that's kind of where I'm at too, where I'm just like, okay, I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it to be strong. But at the same time, I'm just like, Do I have to be super hot? No, I like to live a little.
Excuse me.
I don't want to destroy all my joints.
No, we talk about that when we watch the wrestlers, dude, and there's these guys that are yoked out of their tree, and you know they're on all sorts of kit, and it's like that guy is not going to live past 60.
No,
you know,
60. Better be dead by 55.
I was about to say, yeah, like 50 is he'll 50. Be fucked at 50.
Live longer, like be healthy, but like if you're gonna get jacked and stuff, like do it healthily. You're not gonna be a monster. You're gonna be like live, not bulk.
Yeah. See, the thing is, it's good to be healthy and like what I'm doing. I'm thinking more of health wise, and I do want to get stronger and stuff, but it's just like a gradual process. Right now, I can like lift 50s. Like individual 50s with each arm, you know, like free weights. And then I think I could lift like I haven't pushed myself too much with the powerlifting since I hurt my shoulder, but like last time I checked, it was like 120 or it's not much, but you know, I'm getting there, right?
It takes a lot to get back after an injury.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
I can't.
Half of it is just like mental fortitude, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. Because you're like,
I can't stress enough. You humans. Eat lake trout. Have your omega-3 fatty asses, especially you, Twinkie madam.
Omega fatty asses.
I like that, Twinkie madam.
That was great. You know what's funny too? I had YouTube still open. I was scrolling down a bit. They have the original cast from the original Resident Evil game playing the original game. This is pretty hilarious. Holy shit.
There wasn't enough diversity in that game for my taste. That's why I'm glad they race swapped Albert Wesker and made him a brilliant bald black man that was constantly emasculated by his daughters who were smarter and better than him at everything.
Am I the only professional? Guys who act like a bunch of
pistachio ice cream.
always think they're gonna kill each other.
I had to jump up here. This panel was not diverse enough. I had to put some color up in here.
Oh my god.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
I still think that's a gynecologist.
I want to meet Keith David and shake his hand for beating on that cracker Roddy Piper.
Dude, remember when they did the cripple fight? They remade that scene for
in South Park, scene for scene.
That is awesome.
I haven't shown that. I haven't shown that to Trey yet. I think it's time.
You got to look up.
Dirty mother.
You got to look up the two of them at a convention together, Keith David and Roddy Piper, and they talking about that stuff. They are so hilarious together. Oh my God.
I bet.
And Keith David, he's a nice man. He still goes to Gargoyles conventions and meets and greets the fans. He's a good man.
He's cool, man.
What's the crossover with? So other than Keith David, how like voiceover wise, like voiceover actors, how many of them are not part of the Star Trek: The Next Generation team? Like, is it literally just
it's like
all of Star Trek and then Keith David, and that's it? That's your entire VO cast for.
Wasn't Ed Asner in that too? As Hudson?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're right.
He was.
Yes. Yes.
He was fantastic on there.
Yes.
And up.
Yeah. Shit. Thank you for reminding me. I got to review that figure. It's been sitting here for like 2 months now.
Did you get the one with the closed wings?
There's 2 versions.
Well, wasn't like his wing set? We're talking about Gargoyles, right? With Goliath.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the wing set that came with, I think, Bronx.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can close his wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty badass. So like you buy Bronx and you get Goliath's closed wings.
Yeah. No, I have that. I thought you meant Hudson, because Hudson so far like, he just has the open wings that he comes with. But they said, I know NECA said something about releasing. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to have them with their closed wings as well. I don't know how they're going to even approach that.
Are they going to do Mazza too?
Yeah, they're supposed to. So far, what they showed off, they showed the full Gargoyles cast, except for Mazza. They showed Xanatos in both his regular suit and then his mech suit. And they have like one of the robot ones that because he was the red and silver, and then you have the ones that were black and silver. So they'll have both versions as well. And they also said they're doing Goliath's half brother.
Cold Stone.
Cold Stone. That dude.
Cold Stone Creamery. Ice cream.
He's
that was
basically he's like a Terminator freaking gargoyle.
Yeah,
Like,
because they broke him.
magic and science. It was awesome.
Yeah, because the whole tragedy at the beginning of the series was the humans betrayed the gargoyles, and when they're in day, they're vulnerable as their statues. And his brother got freaking rocked. They took a mace to him and shattered him, and it was like, oh shit, he's dead. But they somehow I think it was Demona used the whatever it was the Grimoire Marknorum.
Yep.
And like basically fused that with Xanatos' sci-fi shit and made him into like the Terminator. And it was like, that was so badass.
Yeah.
But there were two other gargoyles inside there. There was a female and an evil male, as well as Goliath's half brother.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and that's why he had like split personality. He was like spazzing out and flipping out.
There's three souls in there fighting.
Yeah, because the stones that they found, they weren't all his body parts. They were some of the other ones as well. And
That's awesome.
Magic, yeah, with the magic that happened, like they pulled in, like the evil dude jumped into the body as well. It was pretty cool, man.
Dude, I would love to see, like, without, if they don't put any agenda in it and stuff, and they just do shot for shot remake of that, a live action CGI gargoyle show.
Yes.
Or a movie.
Dude,
that would be so sick.
I haven't seen that in so long.
Get Keith David to reprise his role as Goliath, because that voice is epic.
He said that he wants to, because they made mention that they might continue the cartoon at some point, because they had like a comic book that just came out a couple months ago, and people seem to have dug it. Because it was the original writer and creator. So yeah, I don't know, man. I would love it. They've been talking about a movie for a long time too, and or having to get close. It just never seems to happen. But fingers crossed to do it at some point, dude. Pete, freaking Trey would love that. Gargoyles.
That's on. It's
Disney
on. I think it's
Afternoon.
on Disney Plus, isn't it?
Should be.
Because I still get that through my mom's account, so I might as well watch it if it's on there.
And there
I
was
went out and bought physical copies of the first 2 seasons.
Oh, good.
That
for you,
sounds
man.
like I like this white guy in the middle. He talks fancy.
Yes. I'm a dapper British gentleman, but I'm also a vampire.
Oh shit! Isn't that like two of the same thing?
I'm both. I'm also a bad vampire, and I'm British.
Oh, only thing with the British, the vampires is they have better teeth than the British people, but I don't know.
Hey, I resemble that.
Low blow, sir. Low blow.
Last time I had a low blow, I had to pay for it, but it was only $10 behind a pizza. I was behind a pizzeria in New Jersey. There was a frog back there. Damn, man, I don't even know. All I heard was ribbit, gurgle.
Friggin' frog's gay!
I'm gonna go back here and get my swerve on. Shit, they got a long.
All I know is psychopaths operate. They're not human. I don't like them. Okay.
I never said I was human, sir. To be fair.
Oh no! Don't open that can of worms.
I'm superhuman. What did y'all think I was gonna say?
You're something big.
Y'all racist, man. This some bullshit.
Well, I have to kind of hate humans because I eat you guys.
Man,
Behind
stay, I
pizza
hope
places.
you better.
Okay.
You better stick to the white meat.
God damn.
I don't want to be a diversity hire for sake of your diet.
Well, speaking of diversity, dude, I'm looking back on it now, and like Disney's Gargoyles was like freaking diverse as fuck back in the early '90s, and it's like nobody gave a shit. There was no issue. Maza, wasn't she like Latina and like black?
She was half black and half Latina, and the actress that played her was half black and half Latina.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
And she was sexy.
That's what we always said, though. Like, look at we were at our peak for being just at harmony with each other in the late '90s. Like that was it. That was the apex of our society as a people. We're done after that.
Imagine like an episode where Maza lectures about white privilege.
Oh God. No, well, here's the
wouldn't
beauty.
see it.
Here's the beauty of it. There's an episode where Puck changes the gargoyles into humans and all the humans into gargoyles. And that had the best opportunity for them if they want to do that type of stuff, and they didn't. The way that they did it was brilliant. It worked in such a great way. They believe that they were always gargoyles, the humans, and vice versa. Like the way that he cast the spell. So when you see Maza, she turns into a gargoyle and saves Goliath, who's now human and he can't fly because he falls out of the sky.
Yeah,
like, it was mid-flight when basically that happened. She saves him, and then she's like, "Oh my god, what the hell did they do to you?" Like the way that they approached it was so great. And he's like, "What did they do to you?" It's like, you were human. She goes, "I was always a gargoyle. I don't know what you're talking about." And he's like, "No, you weren't." Like, it was great how they approached it, but then they had the whole Beauty and the Beast storyline with those characters as well. By like the last episode, they loved each other, and it didn't matter. And because there were moments that happened in the series where she's like, "We can never be together," like, and they kind of did their own thing, but they were always there for one another. But in the end, she's like, "Fuck it." They kissed, and it's kind of one of the big things that they had in like the main series. It's like, yeah, they're there for one another. It doesn't matter if gargoyle, human, whatever. So like they had it in there where it was accepting towards everyone without anything being crammed down your throat. It was just a nice love story. Like, it worked.
And there was no anti-cop bullshit.
Right. Everything
was a cop.
Yeah, she was a cop. She was a hero. I mean, you had all your pieces there that worked. But again, we know what's going on right now, and that's the sad thing. Is like, you're right. If they approached it now, it would be race wars everywhere. Maza is the enemy. We got to stop. Like, it's stupid because we know what they're doing. This is all gender pushed crap.
Would they have a trans non-binary gender fluid gargoyle in the mix too?
Yeah, no, but they have
They'd probably make
who, if you saw the Transformer situation, I think Stig lost his Twitter account because of these people.
Yep. Yeah, he posted that Transformer comic book clip or snippet, and all of a sudden, boop, his thing got locked or taken out.
No!
What happened?
He was posting about how RC is now a trans lesbian.
Yeah,
and
I was given a male Allspark. I thought all Transformers were not men.
They're just robots.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they're robots.
They're fucking robots.
Here's the thing that ends the conversation. They shouldn't have been on any side of it, and it should just be like slapping the IDW in the face and everyone else who's trying to push the shit.
Mm-hmm.
They are robots in disguise. They do not procreate. They do not make love. They do not
Robo-penis.
So it's irrelevant. Trying to change them into something else completely makes no sense. The only thing you're supposed to change into are vehicles. Robots to vehicles and vice versa. That's it. Why are you pushing sexuality on things that are just supposed to be, again, robots and vehicles?
Yeah, and they're like, you could have one with a feminine. You could have given Bumblebee a female voice. I don't think anybody would have given a shit.
Well,
it's like, there it is.
Bart Sears was Bart Simpson was a woman.
Yeah. It was Nancy Cartwright. Yeah, like,
Nancy Cartwright.
Or like if they like the whole idea that they're men or women Transformers is weird because they're robots. They're inanimate objects or they're animate objects, but they're vehicles. It's kind of like the same way people call their cars by pronouns. Like I don't get it. Like if they made a male version of RC or whatever, just for shits and giggles, and they're like, yeah, RC's a dude or whatever, all I would think of was like what they did in Starship Troopers when they made Dizzy a girl. I'd be like, oh, okay, somebody rewrote it and they just made it a male character. Or okay, whatever. But pushing this whole trans thing, like in a world where there's magic or there's no gender, that doesn't make any
automatic.
Well, I don't know about this because when I was watching the original cartoon, I always saw Optimus Prime. I always saw them as men. They have male voices, so I just assumed that they were men.
Well, and again, you had female robots that were in the original cartoon as well. I mean, it didn't matter because.
But if you saw the Japanese version and they were female voices and it was the same character, like in the Power Rangers, where the Yellow Ranger was actually a dude, like, do you think you'd have like you know what I mean? Like, we're seeing it because we're hearing the male voices. But if you saw it for the first time and you heard Bumblebee as a chick, would you have been like, oh, that's just that's just it. Bumblebee's female, I guess. Like,
no, you wouldn't even think about it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a robot though. And I think the voices are what gave it gender, not the actual like anatomy of the robot. Like there was no robo dick or like robo tits. Like
exactly. She didn't have robo ovaries and she wasn't.
How do they reproduce? Like I thought it was like the Allspark and they came out of like the the machine or
she's a robo birthing robot.
It's the Allspark.
Can't you imagine that the SUV like spits out like a little Tyke's cozy coupe?
Zer is a what is it a Zer or like
Not okay.
It's
I'm
like,
sorry,
yeah,
I didn't mean to.
you see the busted down minivan, and it's like, I just want to shoot out more of these little Decepticons so that I could get that welfare check.
So is that Robo Squirt just hydraulic fluid?
Oh. Oh.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
We're 2 hours and 16 minutes in. I can't make a squirt joke. What?
I love squatters.
Oh, you can make the joke.
You bite into that jugular, and it just goes everywhere.
We're going all over the place with these conversations, and just to have Sam Jackson just come in there like, what the fuck are these people talking about?
The Transformers is the only place you really find gender fluid.
Dude, do we still have that Flash Gets one where Megatron becomes a transformer?
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, that was amazing. I never made it as a bumper though. Yeah, that was hilarious.
I also like their furries versus Warhammer things.
Yeah.
Yes, those are fun.
Yeah, dude, that was some funny stuff. Holy crap! Yeah, just epic. But yeah, since we were talking about video games and stuff, I played this last time, but I thought it was pretty hilarious. If you guys didn't see it on my previous stream,
We're in contact with aliens. Like what kind of Here's what's happening, because it's not just one group of aliens.
What's the different groups?
The big five.
Okay, tell me what's going on.
Let me begin. Because this is really, I'm telling you, Joe, this is a real deal.
We're listening to you.
Well, first off, elves is the main group.
Okay.
And they call them the elves. It's clockwork elves.
it's like a full minute and a half. I have that too, but maybe we'll do that on the outro. It's epic. Someone put that together, their conversation, and spliced it all up. You gotta love it. Oh,
The aliens talk to us. I don't know why they don't talk to you humans. We trade with them all the time. I've got a laser pistol from Saturn.
Oh my god! Speaking of aliens, did you see what Elon Musk did?
No.
He went via satellite to the World Economic Forum, and he told them that he's going after all of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Elon
he's like,
did he end? I was going to say, did he end it by saying, "I'm not suicidal. My name is Elon Musk, and I'm not suicidal"?
Well, that didn't work for McAfee.
But they said, I guess it was one of the things that it was more people that were there, and they said more than half the audience were applauding like crazy. That he says he's not afraid of them, and he's going to stop their agenda, which I think is incredible. Like, holy shit, you paint that extra big target on your back, but
yeah,
wow, that was ballsy as hell.
After that, can you fix the app, the Twitter app?
I know.
Yeah, after you save the world, can you fix Twitter, please? Finally, fucker.
Can you buy YouTube while you're at it?
For real.
Oh my god.
Yes, I'm Laszlo Cravensworth, and I'm not suicidal. That's what I'll say because I just talked about our secret pact with the aliens. So no, I'm not suicidal. Nadja, my lovely wife, can tell you I'm not.
Man, we need somebody to fix this platform. We're going to end up with Parag Agrawal as the motherfucking boss of this place. They're going to be like, hey, Parag, why don't you come over here and run YouTube? You did such a good job with Twitter, you jackass.
Good lord. Oh my god, dude, millions. All right, millions of aliens came over the border. Yeah. Did you hear about the bust that happened in Florida? 200 people arrested. They said they got drugs, weapons, human trafficking. They saved 24 women, 14 of which were all illegal aliens that came over the border, and they got what do you call it when they moved them into another state? They were brought over here, and yeah, against their will.
Yeah, that's trafficking. Okay. So I'm gonna get political a little bit. So Trump was saying when he was talking about securing the border that one of the biggest problems with the border is that they use it to traffic people. Mm-hmm. And this is this is like prime example right here that it's absolutely true.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and they weren't making a big stink anywhere about this. I saw a friend of mine whose brother is a cop. He had a link and he sent it over on my phone, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Because yeah, people weren't aware of this, and they don't know why people weren't talking about this. This is massive. It was in Polk County. So yeah, it's insane. And just a couple of years ago, it was the same deal. They got a huge human trafficking ring that they shut down, and that had judges, lawyers involved. And again, we just kind of skirt, the topic. They don't really mention it, or it all kind of disappears. That's massive. 200 people involved in human trafficking and drugs and weapons. And this ain't all over the place. But hey, look, we got another balloon. Oh, look, we shot it down. Oops, it was ours.
I know.
What? Holy hell. Yeah, so.
And that 200, that's just a tiny cell.
Oh, no, that's barely anything.
Yeah.
And I mean, before he left office, he had the record of the amount of human trafficking that he stopped. Out of all presidents combined, he stopped the most human trafficking. So whether you hate him or not, it doesn't matter to me. He did do some major good.
Yep.
For sure. I mean, we're seeing crazy lefty people like with Rosie O'Donnell who just came out and like, well, what's going on? Like, they're finally starting to see what's happening. It's like, yeah, there's too much broken shit in this world. All this shit when they went after DeSantis released the books. He showed the photos of why they were banning these books. It is extremely twisted what they put in these school books, and they're all over the country.
Dude,
I mean, I was saying earlier before the show, the thing about Rosie O'Donnell, like we really like, I know we factionalize and everything, and it's like the wacko left and the far right and all this stuff, but like, dude, this lady made sense. You gotta give credit when it's due. She's like, I can't go into it because obviously Mama Susan will strike the channel, and it's not my channel, and I don't want to harm Vinny's channel. But basically, what she said, she was spitting truth.
Mm-hmm.
She like 100% truth. And I was like, did hell freeze over? How am I agreeing with this woman?
Well, that's it. When they're hurting people, they're I don't know the full context. I mean, you do. What was the main topic that she addressed?
Well, she had mentioned a certain Thunberg, and she was talking about, how come the media is all quiet on a certain ecological Minecraft disaster. Sorry, I'm trying to talk in code. Yep. But she's like, this is exactly like, I don't trust these agencies. Like, this is exactly what they told the people who went to Ground Zero after 9/11, and they all died of cancer. She's like, are we going to start reacting after all these people start dropping dead of cancer? Like, they quietly hushed out and paid the residents of this town. Like, they originally paid them like $100 a head or whatever, and then they upped it to 1,000 because like more and more media coverage started hitting. And they're like, she basically said, she's like, how is that going to cover like these people have to move out of their homes? How's that going to cover living in a hotel for a month or like moving to a new town? Like this disaster and all that stuff is going down to other states. You got the jet stream carrying it to the east, and you got the rivers carrying it south. And it's like, these people are effed. And she brought up Jon Stewart, and she's like, we need more people like pushing this, like what Jon Stewart did when the responders at 9/11 were like dropping dead of cancer and stuff. And he's like, why aren't these people covered? You lied to these people. These responders are dying. Our heroes are dying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
There used to be issues that it didn't matter if you were Republican or Democrat. There were issues that everybody could agree on.
Yep.
Yeah, that was definitely one of them.
Yep.
Yeah, it's too much. It is too much. But I'm happy when you have people who are opening up their eyes and they're willing to fight for humanity rather than just the paycheck.
That's what we need. We need
exactly.
more of that.
That's what we need. Yeah, we mentioned it before. I brought up some of those voice actors and shit.
Yep.
It's like they're paid to say shit. Even if they're not involved in the project, because their friends are there and they need to guarantee they're going to get work later on, so they're gonna chime in. And then, like, we saw a couple of them get slapped in the mouth, and then what did they do? They completely ignored the obvious stuff, and they went back to like throwing sand in each other's faces. It's like, no, you're an idiot. And then people who are having a back and forth are also idiots. Just you drop the facts down, and that's it. Like, these are the facts of what's going on. and it's either you choose to do right or you choose to do wrong.
Yeah.
It's not left or right. It's right or wrong at this point.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, politics have no place in those kind of discussions.
Exactly. And we're talking about human life now. We're talking about saving kids. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Manless motivation. He says he's dealt with kids who were trafficked. And yeah, there's a lot of difficult things. I mean, this is years and years of therapy and so much that they have to go through. They have physical scars, mental scars. There's a lot of shit. And for these people just be looking the other way, it makes zero sense. Everyone's aware of what's going on, but I wish we could talk more about it. We really can on this stupid channel. But I do have a Rumble account, if you guys aren't aware of it. So I don't know if I'll figure that out at some point, how to do a live stream.
Let's rumble.
And I have Odyssey, so I have those two. If we could figure either one of those platforms out, maybe we'll have a proper kind of discussion about this shit.
Hell yeah.
I wish we could go more into it here, but for some reason, again, we're in America. Freedom of speech means nothing anymore. It's shut them down. I was listening to that guy, Matt Taibbi, who was working with Elon, and they did all the Twitter drops. He's got the interview with Joe Rogan, and wow, does he break into it, and how certain 3-letter agencies, they are open about it in their emails. Nothing's coded anymore. It's shut them down, shut this down. We're infiltrating this. The narrative that the government wants us to push is that. I mean, it is scary. It is scary. And that's the thing that he said blew his mind. It's how open they were about it because they know that they're bulletproof at the moment.
Well, wait until you hear about, Project Titan Point.
We'll talk about that off air then, because I know nothing about it, and it sounds like you can't talk about it here.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to sway a politician, you just kill all the raccoons in her neighborhood and leave them on a front porch. I know.
Thank you, Laszlo.
God damn.
Fuck you, James Gunn. Sorry, that was just a random interlude by good old Hans Cock. Holy hell. But I hope everyone was entertained tonight. I think we'll wrap it up because we're probably going to keep going down that path. There was more proof and shit that came out too that TV and bad movies rot the brain and cause dementia. That's another one that's a new study that dropped. The more people who ingest all this poison of the TV, they're literally getting dementia and brain damage. This is crazy. Oh shit! But
well, I'm not going to stop watching my horror movies.
I think it's totally different because that's mindless entertainment. It's not propaganda being shoved down your throat.
Is Megan uncensored coming out this week?
They said the 24th.
24th.
And don't watch that superb owl next year. No one. I don't know why you humans are obsessed with superb owls, but they're not entertaining.
So who?
I'm confused.
I got that. I was picking up what he's laying down.
Yes, that thing with the ball made of the pig skin, and it's superb, and it's an owl.
Oh,
I don't understand it.
What the hell?
Trina, they're watching them fellas toss around the inflated pig's bladder. Bad.
Trina, I just want to say real quick too. I caught up on the Hatchet movies and the Victor Crowley one.
Oh, you did already? Wow, that was quick.
Yeah, I was working the other night. I just had it on, and I'm like, oh my god, 2 and 3 are fantastic.
Yeah.
I was really surprised at how good those were.
Yeah. I haven't seen 3. Is it good?
Yeah,
it is. It's very good.
I haven't seen any of them.
They're on Tubi. Watch them.
Tubi is awesome, dude.
There's a great documentary on Kane Hodder that's on there as well.
Hell yeah. Free app, man. I'm still waiting for what's the catch?
I know. It's going to come to a point where it's like, oh, well, now we got to charge $2.99 and then it will be $5.99.
Yep.
You know what? I'm a detective. I know what they're going to do. They're going to add up all the movies that we watched and then they're going to send us a bill.
Oh, God. I'm screwed, man. I watched the entire Dresden Files.
Oh, nice. I loved that show.
So that got me to read the books. And as much as I love the show, check out Jim Butcher's books, man. Those things are freaking amazing.
I've heard that. I have heard that. And I'm not surprised that the books are better than the show.
And the show is awesome, so it's like it just goes better from there.
Trina, did we sell you on Resident Evil?
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, you definitely got it.
Hell
The
yeah.
experience of that remake, and then getting into 0, and then like 2 and 3.
It's part of breathing.
Yeah, see, doctor's orders. You just heard it from Adega. It's awesome. Yeah. The characters are just so amazing though too. I mean, I love what they did with the majority of them. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the remake of 4. That should be coming out next month. I love it. They're getting more into kind of like what 2 was, but keep it scary, keep it gritty. All the extra shit that they put in there too, and how they're changing some stuff to make it even darker. I love. I can't wait. So that's going to be a blast, and I'm looking forward to Death Island. That trailer was pretty cool. I want more already. I know it's going to come out in the summer, but we'll keep an ear to the ground and try to find out who's gonna have it. Because I don't. If it's Netflix, they would have put it already, but they didn't. So
I can't wait to hear your report when you get to the Dollmaker house on
the
village.
I gotta finish what I'm working on this week. If I could get through something, I'll make some time. I want to start playing at least a couple hours a day or something, because that village game, I was like so invested in it like right from the beginning, and then like I was, the computer situation happened, I was furious, and then like I was just consumed by all that shit, and then catching up with my work. So
dude, I would love to see you stream that game, like your genuine reactions with that baby.
Yep.
Oh, all right.
Is there gonna be like some Italian swears that I can learn?
Oh, dude, you're gonna get a whole bunch of them. If I say them all here, they're gonna hit this channel for sure.
Oh man!
But yeah, it's excellent stuff. So yeah, and then I do want to talk about it because I know Tony and Adega they've been wanting to talk about this game for a while. Village.
What the hell is gabagool?
Oh
That's
God!
That's a cut of meat.
No, it's not. It's pigeon speak. It's pigeon speak. It's for capicola.
It's disgusting, is what it is. I didn't know what the hell it was. Every time I watched, what the fuck is this shit? And my father was a chef for a short time. He's like, he was explaining what it is. He's like, that's disgusting. What the hell? And then in the show, he was going for cold cuts anyway. So I didn't even know what the hell they were talking about.
Capicola is great. It's
I like hot capicola.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I was gonna say, what's wrong with the capicola?
What is that? Is it like a coffee or?
It's like a.
It's like a spicy salami.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a meat. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which you would find in an Italian sub.
Spicy salami with cheese. It's a mayonnaise.
It was a drive-by rodent.
Yeah.
Nibble, nibble.
He's really. It's all right. We're gonna start wrapping up. And he popped in just for that. Oh shit!
Am I the only professional? Guys acting like a bunch of
Pistachio ice cream.
always say they're gonna kill.
You want to act like animals? I'm gonna come in and treat you like animals.
We love you, Tommy. It's funny because I'm the only one who can see him, so it makes it even funnier.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Yeah, we're gonna go around the horn. Yeah, we'll start with ladies first. We'll go with Trina, and then Nerd Twinkie. So get ready. Yeah. So Trina. What's up?
Hi, everybody. So, yeah, thanks for having me on. This was a lot of fun, Vinny. And yeah, so yeah, check out my channel, Heroes in Horror, and we'll be doing we'll be reviewing The Voices, which is free to watch on Tubi. We'll be reviewing that Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
And then we'll be reviewing Star Wars.
We will never be reviewing Star Wars on my channel. No, that's not going to happen. Yeah. So yeah, check it out, Heroes in Horror.
Hell yeah. And I got to say, I was surprised with that movie, The Voices. If you guys haven't seen it, and you definitely want to take part in the dialogue or from the chat with it on Wednesday, check it out. Fantastic movie. I was really surprised by it. It's Ryan Reynolds. There's a lot of movies called The Voice or Voices. I started watching 5 minutes of one. I'm like, I don't think this is the right one. And then I found the proper one. I'm like, okay, this is the right one. But yeah, it's.
You know what's even more disturbing is when you hear guinea pig voices from nowhere.
Is that so? Is one of them Scottish? He did a great job with that. I was surprised because it wasn't just Ryan Reynolds. It wasn't the regular shit he always does. So I'm looking forward to talking about that for sure. Because being in the Comicsgate circle for that little bit and some of the people that we stream with, he really pulled off the autistic thing. He did a fantastic job. We were surrounded by a lot of those folks.
I don't know what Tony means by the diversity on this panel blows. We've got 2 Italians. We've got a Jew. We've got a half Jew. Yeah.
We got a Jew.
Got a vampire.
We got vampires.
All right.
We got Batman. We got
half Native American.
Half Native American. We've got She-Hulks. Well, just her feet. But I'm giving her the business. Take that, Disney Marvel.
And we've got a Twinkie, madam.
That's right.
Hello.
Speaking of which, yeah. Anything you'd like to say?
Hey guys. I'm Nerd Twinkie. I am anonymous. For now. I'm a CG artist, currently based in Vancouver, BC. I'm actually American, but I moved here for film. And I'm working on a feature film that releases in August.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I was a
awesome
professional photographer and lived in Hong Kong. I mean, I've been all over. I'm tired of moving, but it's part of the fun. I also do illustrations and all that, and I used to do that a lot. Now it's just kind of lighting and compositing. Worked on some Disney Plus shows in the past year, and this will be my second feature film.
That's amazing.
Fantastic.
Really, really cool stuff. And yeah, I'll looking forward to watching those, and when you're able to talk about them too. Yeah, I think it's gonna be really cool.
I mean, technically, I can say what I'm working on because it has been announced, but I mean, I don't really have anything to show because the trailer hasn't released. So it's one of those things where I could mention it.
Yeah. Well, when I
save
it, I say save it when the trailer drops.
Okay.
Yeah, when the trailer drops, we could talk about it in a bigger way too.
Okay, yeah. That's what I figured because I'm just like I could share the name, or we could wait and just when the trailer drops, I can tell you what shots I worked on, or if it shows in the trailer, or I can kind of go in depth of like some of the process of what I did and what we're doing. I mean, there's an NDA, but there's only so much I can expose or like show, but I could talk about like certain scenes and stuff that has been shown in the trailer. But
I wouldn't want you getting in trouble on any level either. So
yeah, especially a lot of people watch this, so I'm like, I'll keep it. Mom's the word.
That's it. But on the down low, like the Italians do, there is no mafia.
Yeah, I'm Italian, so yeah.
This thing of ours. Anyway, but thank you for being here tonight. And yeah, chiming in again. I like all views. I think we have fair discussions on here. And everyone put on your bulletproof vest.
Well, I see this guy in the chat, and monotony. Let me tell you, the diversity it blows on this panel. It blows the competition away, and I should know.
He leaves.
Oh, wow.
It was Daniel Baldwin. It wasn't me. It wasn't Alec. It was Daniel Baldwin. It was Tucker Carlson. It was Alex Jones and Trump. Anyway, yeah, no, it's amazing. All that shit is, but dude, yeah, Tommy, thank you for popping in as well. We're gonna go with Laszlo. Laszlo, how you doing tonight?
Well, I lied earlier. I did not kill Neil, but he is bleeding pretty badly on the floor. So what I'll do is I'll turn him into a vampire, and then he can keep coming back on your streams and doing tattoos and drawings and paintings for people. If not, I'll kill him again.
Excellent. And you could find him. Hold on, I'm gonna drop that link out there in the chat for the folks.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I posted his link.
So here he goes again too. So go follow him on Facebook. Neil's an awesome dude, super talented as well. Again, we got a lot of talented people on this panel, and that's how I like it. Good individuals, genuine individuals. You're gonna hear our opinions, our views, without any bullshit on it, without lying in your face, so we can collect super chats like certain other individuals. They scream from the mountains, boycott, boycott, boycott. I just watched all the Marvel movies. Yay! I mean, these people are insane with their shit. I laughed so hard. There's certain YouTubers that they went to go watch Ant-Man 3, the what was it, the Thursday showing at like 2 PM, and they go, look how empty it is, and they took photos. Yeah, it's empty. People are working.
Yeah, it's Thursday at 2.
Yeah. Holy hell. But I mean, all right, that's the one thing. I'll just talk about it briefly. So someone out there might have been talking about diversity. They happen to have seen it. They were dragged into it. We're not going to throw them under the bus or anything.
Trina.
Yeah, I'm ready.
But they said, oh my God. The movie starts off with Ant-Man's daughter doing a protest, like a Black Lives Matter protest.
Yep.
You have Michael Keaton, or not Michael Douglas. Michael Douglas is saying in the movie, word for word, that socialism is a great thing. They're pushing this shit down your throat. That's the sad fact of it.
Oof.
Like, and I wasn't going to be boycotting this movie. I didn't care either way. Like, I'm just not going to the theater to watch it. I don't care. But holy shit, hearing that, like, I got no interest at all now.
A lot of people are boycotting Harry Potter games because of J.K. Rowling. I'm just like, we can't have nice things. People need to chill out.
Yeah, we showed that earlier. There was an excellent meme that Monotone put out there that nailed it. It nailed it so hard. It's glorious because
it nailed it so hard it needed a cigarette when it was done.
That's exactly. Thank you. Hold on, I was looking for it. So my brain,
and then people wonder. Then people wonder why none of the stories are good anymore and why everyone can't resonate. It's because you're all tippy-toeing around the issues and are too afraid to be honest and direct.
Yeah.
That's ultimately what's the problem. Like, I mean,
you're being honest and direct by saying they like socialism.
Oh yeah, that's totally direct. I don't.
They're ignorant about a lot of things because they haven't lived in. Oh my God.
This was the meme that Tony had put out there because it's hilarious. That J.K. Rowling, she is a far lefty. The only view is one that she doesn't agree with the other people. Average to the game's not the best thing in the world from what we've been hearing. But hold on, but we have this. We have the weak ass conservatives and the culture warriors in air quotations who help push this. So I mean, it's funny because they're all streaming it. You'll have the same ones who say boycott everything Disney or Marvel. They run out and watch the movies. Then they do this shit where oh my God, the left hate her now, so we're going to support the game, and now they're streaming it. I'm like, why don't you be honest? Just tell everybody you actually love Marvel and Disney. 1. Oh, you actually love Harry Potter and you want to play the games. 2. Be honest about it, you fucking bullshit artists.
Well, wait, there are words in that picture? I didn't notice.
Well, I think that's the biggest thing. It's the hypocrisy. And it's just like, like, you can like something but not agree with someone's perspective.
Yes.
Right. Like, that's 100%. The thing. We had an argument about Last of Us, for fuck's sake. And I'm like, I'm a fan, but I also understand that there's different perspectives and you have to respect other people's opinions. Like, my sense of reality is not necessarily yours, So it's like you have different experiences just as I have different experiences as a woman navigating a film industry that's just oversaturated with machismo bullshit. So, I've had my fair share of issues, sexual harassment and all that stuff. But it's just, that's what my perspective is. I don't know what other people's perspectives is. And you have to learn how to respect that. Mm-hmm. And I just don't agree with people just kind of shoving down their perception of realities down other people's throats. Like, don't write someone else's narrative just for the sake of your own comfort. It's none of your goddamn business.
Well, that and
that's my problem with Disney.
Yeah.
You can't like the thing that bothers me is like if you're a fan of something and I'm not a fan of something, or vice versa, say I'm a fan of something and you're not a fan of something, it's okay to have somebody who is a fan of something that you're not a fan of, and vice versa.
Right.
Like nobody like to me the line gets crossed when they say you can't be a fan because X. You know?
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just like, I'm sorry, I like Harry Potter, I like Star Wars, I can't say I like Marvel or whatever, but I'm just like, do I agree with J.K. Rowling? Not completely, no. Like, there's a lot of stuff where I'm like, really? Could you not do that? Like could you just let people live?
Right.
Like, I'm big on everyone doing whatever the fuck they want, but so long as it doesn't infringe on someone else's right to have their own reality, their own perception, and their own perspective. Like, just leave everyone alone.
What is J.K. Rowling really doing, though? All she's doing is expressing her opinion.
Well, actually, she's been funding. See, she expresses her opinion, which is fine, but she's actually been funding like anti-trans, anti-stuff, like stuff that's very hateful. They commit hate crimes, essentially.
Oh shit! Wait.
Yeah,
Okay,
like it's really bad. It's really bad.
Hold on.
Wait.
That's a major accusation. So she's funding people who are committing hate crimes. Is that what you're saying?
It's an organization. Like
it's an organization
it's a bunch of people who actually do commit hate crimes.
What is the organization?
I don't know.
Then
I don't
what
know
crime?
the specifics. I really don't know the specifics, guys. Like, I'm just mentioning that this is what
has been said.
What has been said.
Okay,
and
yeah.
But like,
the only thing I know that she's funded was it's some women's shelter that prevent trans from going into it, and then people have thrown a fit over that, saying that's been a hate crime. If there's something else I don't know about, that I do know.
I have no idea. Like, honestly, it's all muddy because like in my reality, I just know people are full of themselves. So like, as far as I know, like chances are, you know, they're just saying, or it's tabloids, right? And then it just perpetuates more hate, and then it's
right. Because they want the echo chamber so that those people blow up things more and more. They'll hear something, you know, and they'll make you.
And it just make it an extremist. And the thing is, I've lived in so many different countries that like you realize how watered down the news are, and like how things are just made worse depending on where you live and how limited some of the information is. I mean, I lived in like literally 4 different countries. So it's like now, like it changes your perspective. That's why I encourage people, if you can do it, freaking like travel everywhere, please.
Oh, yeah.
Because you realize how small your sense of reality and your community is, and how narrow-minded you are when you leave your home. You know what I mean? Granted, I've always been the weirdo in the group, so it's one of those things where, I mean, I don't trust anything that anyone says. Actions speak louder than words, and I would like to, like, if I ever get the chance, I would like to speak with her. I mean, she has her own perspective. I mean, I have trans friends and stuff too, and I support whatever they want, but you know, I don't if that's the case, if she actually is funding, you know, hate crime, you know, groups that commit hate crimes, then yeah, like, oh my God, no. But at the same time, it's like you can differentiate somebody's work or body of work from what they believe in. You can do that. Like, I mean, Picasso is a dick, so, but we love his work, right?
Me, not necessarily, but
oh
well, it's like, for me, it's Oasis. Love their music, and I would rather kick the band members down a flight of stairs in Minecraft.
But then,
same.
Yeah, but see, there's certain things too where it's like again, like we'll say James Gunn, for example, who, all right, his name was definitely on flight logs, a shit ton of them, not just one. So and then all the shit that he posted out there himself, like I showed like pages of his tweets, the most vile, disturbing things. All right. If you could say for comedy's sake, oh yeah, 1 or 2 jokes here or there. This guy had a series of them. He's got white trash parties where I showed some of those photos over here as well. He's had the priest and children parties, the weird shit. He's very, very disturbing.
Look,
Fuck you, James Gunn.
This motherfucker just could not help telling on himself. Like, he's a fucking weird dude, and I get it. You know, people are like, "Oh boy, Guardians of the Galaxy was so good." Har har har. Yeah, it was a cool movie. The second one was all right. The only good thing I can say about him is I do like his taste in music, but outside of that, this dude is a fucking weirdo, and he's wearing that shit on his sleeve, and it's like everybody's like, "No, he's not. He's so funny, you guys. These movies are goodsies." It's like, no, fuck off. He's a weirdo. I wouldn't want him around my fucking kid.
Yeah.
All right.
And I had an encounter with one of his best friends where I had to protect someone. I had to save someone.
Yeah.
From his friend, who was in Guardians of the Galaxy, a known actor. There's some very disturbing things out there. That's why the shit that I've seen or I've said where I'm adamant about it, it's because I've seen it firsthand.
I mean, I fully support any, like, it's one of those things where when you see it firsthand, that's when you're like, okay, these guys are not normal. Like, I don't know. That's why you never meet your heroes. Like, you know what I mean? Or don't place your importance on somebody who does like a job, because they're all just people, right?
Yeah.
So and they're normally, and I sent you a bunch of messages on Facebook where I'm like, everyone's extremely flawed. And the thing is, the reason why there's no stardom anymore is because they're exposed constantly on Instagram and how like disconnected they are with the general populace and how privileged they are, and yet they're so miserable and superficial and into themselves that to the point where it drives them crazy, quite literally.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like I said, there's a lot to unpack all the time with this stuff. And
no, I mean, I could go on and on about these topics.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's one of those things where it's why I kind of like, you have the right to like something, but just be wary that, like, you know, the people behind them, they might not have the best intent, or and this is something I've come to learn even with you know, like living abroad constantly, where it's just like you really learn how people are trying to use you, and you could like and if you could spot them quicker now. Like I feel like I was sheltered in Texas or something. Like, oh my god, you question everything.
Yeah. Yeah, no, manliness it's not just. I mean, I'm not going to repeat the shit that he said. I had it on screen last time, and just to read even one of them, you know, they could call the cops on you.
No,
that's how bad his jokes were.
Yeah, manliness. There's absolutely no parallels between your jokes and his supposed jokes.
Yeah,
not even
exactly.
close.
No.
You could,
because manliness is the same person.
Living abroad.
Manliness is all along. Manliness has been James Gunn.
It's been me, Austin, all along. Oh,
it was me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin.
It's just so interesting.
That was me finding out that manliness motivation was James Gunn. Holy shit! I was doing sign-offs. Let me get back to that.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, it's all right. I mean, I detoured myself. So I mean, but yeah, because they're conversations that I think, you know, what we're having here is an open dialogue with a lot of different things, and it's cool. But yeah, I will jump to the doc. The doc's got some awesome projects out there.
Hey.
Yeah, man. High fives, bro.
I write. Go read them. Enjoy them. Tell people about them. That's what I do.
The Blood Witch.
Fantasy, sci-fi. Yeah, you got the Blood Witch hanging out there. I'm waiting for both you when you can, and Trina's picking one up. And report back. Tell people what you think. I'm not worried about your opinion because I know you're going to say it was awesome. That's just how it is. I've heard it from enough people, and I have no doubts about it. I'm still making more.
Yeah, the doc, he's got skills over here. You want a good story, pick up any of his books, all of his books. Do what you can. There's a few more I want to go grab. I only have 2 at the moment right now, but I want to grab more of them. Because, yeah, dude, much respect all the way. You want a good crafted, a really, really well-crafted story, you got to dig it right here. This man knows.
That's why I hang out with you guys, is because I got to hang out with this bizarreness so I can come up with new stuff to write.
That's it. He's got characters with multiple personalities. One thinks he's Batman. Gwen thinks he's an old actor who's seen everything. I don't know what you're talking about. No, but no, Doc, it's always awesome having you on. Your insight's always excellent too, and I want to talk more Resident Evil with you too soon because
absolutely,
again, big fans of this stuff. I want to even break down these games at some point, like story elements, and I want to pick your brain and see who's like some of your favorite characters and the direction that they've gone into with some of this.
One of these days, let's do it.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. But anyway, I mean, thank you so much for being here. In the meantime, we're jumping over to another fantastic creator. We got Mr. Chris Fisk himself here. This dude, the projects he's got lined up.
Okay, I'm always fisking it up.
That's Tommy.
Oh God.
He's been behind the scenes putting up all sorts of stuff tonight. I love it.
You can catch me on Twitter at Infinitail Comic, where I've been releasing the latest in my little YouTube short series, Meet the Heroes, for the Infinitail Chronicles book. You basically, it's all the lore from the website, but we're giving it to you in a nice little bite-sized format, 1 minute long. In the Meet the Heroes, it's got a Irish Morgan Freeman for a narrator, which is me. On top of that, first book was already crowdfunded successfully almost 2 years ago now, and it's available on Amazon. Book 2 is in production now. I'm getting some awesome pages from both teams. The cool thing about Book 2 is not only do we have variant covers, but we got variant books. 2 art teams are creating books for Book 2, so we get 2 different perspectives from art teams for the same story for Book 2. We're hoping to have that by the end of this year, Q4 2023. But in the meantime, please head on over to Twitter or our YouTube channel at Infinitail Chronicles. The Twitter is at Infinitail Comic, and check out those shorts and please share them around. More people that get to see them. Maybe there might be some more interest. Pick up those books. Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely, man, dude. Always a blast having you on here. Love your products as always, man. I flew through Infinitail Chronicles. I can't wait for the next one. Board game looks amazing. I'm super proud. I'm able to be on one of your projects and on a Degas project. I gotta send out Katie. I gotta send out her that image I mentioned on Friday that I'd done for the previous campaign. I think they might be using it soon. So that's another cool project we're a part of. So Bonds 2 is also available. I believe the link is in the descriptions for those who haven't gotten it. It's Katie in Red. This is the sequel to Bonds 1. So if you want some awesome wolf stories and good stuff like that, go jump on it. They're creators who deliver time and time again. So hell yeah. And I believe more Sunstorm is going to be coming out as soon as well, I hope. Because it's some more great stuff. And I was lucky enough to be part of that as well, in a big way. So awesome. Mr. E-Tap.
Yeah. Excuse me, I'm E-Tap Shapiro, the E-Tap Shapiro Show. Please subscribe to the E-Tap Wire, the premium content. Get great movies like Terror on the Prairie with Gina Carano, who Disney fired, and all these simp culture warriors have been hashtag I stand with Gina, and then going out and spending their money with Disney. It's great. I love it. Hypocrisy. My sister has big kosher bags. Anyway.
I was going to say that.
No, you guys, you knew I was going to say it. You guys can find me over eTemple Queens, the place to be reviews. Tomorrow night, the Horseman will be on hand. It's Monday night going in raw, no protection required. You can join us over there afterwards for the members stream. I've got a video dropping tomorrow scheduled right now. I'm scheduling another one for Tuesday, and I'm recording another 5 or 6 tomorrow. So I've got I was going to just do a review of White Men Can't Jump for Black History Month, but I'm going to add a layer of fun to it just for you guys because I love you so much. I'll be narrating the White Men Can't Jump review. Normally, Cleveland only comes out for movies that E-Tap fucking hates and makes me review them. But no, I finally get to do my second movie that we really love over here, and that is White Men Can't Jump, the 1992 classic. God damn you, Tommy, and your guinea pigs. Down here saying mail and everything. I know that's you backstage. But seriously, folks, you should go subscribe to the Place to Be reviews. If not, I will come by and hit each and every one of you in the balls with a tack hammer.
Thank you so much.
No,
for being
really,
on
no.
here tonight.
Really. Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Dude, always a blast, my friend. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that we're always hanging out on each other's channels, and even when we're not even on streams,
Yeah.
we're hanging out with each other because we're actual friends. Everyone here.
Yes.
I mean, again, I want people on here who are good people, genuine people. Someone I'm proud to call a friend. That's usually how we roll here. It's not just the nonsense that you see on those other channels it's just all smoke and mirrors and super chat. Like I always say, I enjoy super chats, but I'm not going to lie to anyone in order to get one. I mean, you're going to get honesty from me. That's just how we roll. Tina, hope you're doing
I will.
better.
Give me your money, you crackers.
Batman needs a new Lamborghini.
I need some new diamond earrings.
But yeah, let me do my shilling for a bit here too. Damn it, Tommy, get that off the screen. Yeah, but yeah, I got some awesome books. These are actual photos of them because they're physical. You can get them in hand. You can get them immediately. City of Venus, Dead City. I'm working on the sequel right now, but if you want the first one, you can get it right now immediately. It ships. Well, it'll ship on Tuesday because we have a holiday tomorrow. But if you order it today or tomorrow, shipping it out right away. Through the Woods, same deal. Hardcover, beautiful book. You got a full, nice ghost story in there. It is excellent. The entire story's there. Everyone who's read it, they were over the moon about it. They loved it so much. Same deal with Shadow of the Kraken. This is the first in the series as well for that story. So if you want an awesome pirate story that has a lot of twists and turns, some spooky elements as well, some big surprises. I have a lot of traditional stuff going on in there, pirate wise, and you get the hot broads. We have action, plenty of violence, everything that a pirate story should have. Treasure, just a whole bunch of great stuff. It's a story I'm really proud of, and everyone who's gotten that, they were truly surprised and they loved it so much. I can't wait to get back to work on that one as well. But everyone's been waiting for City of Venus too, so that's the one that I'm working on at the moment. And I promise you're going to get an amazing ride with that one. I kind of teased a little bit. I showed Chris a little bit before everyone came in here. And the level of detail, I keep shooting it up because, that's what we need. We need some real big quality on these projects. Nothing's phoned in. What you see here on the cover is pretty much the same exact work you get on the interior. So, it takes me a little bit of time, but I'm not going to start running campaigns with like just 3 pages done or 4 pages like the majority of those people do out there. No, I want to make sure it's the majority of the book is finished, and then I'll launch a campaign. I don't want to just take people's money like that and have them wait years or whatever. Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it how these people operate on that end of the indie sphere and in the shittiness of what CG is and what it turned into. But I'm an independent creator. I love telling great stories, and you're gonna get them here for sure. Thank you for everyone who has been supporting all this stuff too, because every little bit helps. That's for damn sure. No one's sitting here millionaires or nothing like that. We need the money in order to fund the project. So the more you help us, the more time we could spend on these projects. I don't have to keep doing freelance work. I could, all that time can be devoted to these pages and getting the book out there sooner. So, thank you everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, we hit everyone here, didn't we? No one missed out.
I forgot to say thank you for having me on, but thank you for having me on, sir.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, my bad brother.
Yes.
Sorry, the Christian Bale thing is just too much fun to do. If you guys missed it, I told a great joke on Friday. Go watch that previous stream, or at least tune into the last couple of minutes. That was glorious.
I didn't want to spoil Megan, so I didn't finish it. I skipped the last half hour.
Yeah, luckily we didn't get into any major spoilers. So
okay.
Yeah, you could.
I'm
watch
dying
it.
to see the unrated version.
Yeah, me too. Hopefully, when that's out, more people could have seen it and we could get more into it. I wanted to break it down in a bigger way, but we only
Yeah.
kind of skated around it a bit. But awesome movie. They did a great job. So, yeah. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Killy Chow, Angelus Draven. What did I see? I see Tina Bojan. Who else we got here? Soul Assassin. I think I saw Sugar Chris earlier tonight as well. Frankie Knows, Samba
yeah.
Go-Go. Red Dress Press. That's what he's going by now. Sugar Chris, which is always great. Meaningless Motivation. I mean, he's been dropping thunder all night long. Parrot Head.
Yeah.
I know he's throwing a lot of jokes out there as well, at the expense of a certain individual on panel who may or may not have a normal sized nose. I'm just saying.
Man, I knew you was a racist.
You son of a bitch, I am not. Neither is Batman. Oh, he's talking about Parrot Head. Never mind. But yeah.
Somebody got a guilty conscience, Batman.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no guilty conscience. All I know is that I'm banging broads left, right, and center. I cry about my parents every night. And when I'm really sad, I talk to Chris Fisk because he always brightens my day with more gloom.
Right, Sheldon Fiskowitz.
Thank you for being here.
The pig is here again. The pig is here again.
The pig is here.
The pig has a message. The pig has a message for all the idiots on Twitter. Twitter is not real life, people. So when somebody says something that you completely disagree with and you feel the need to start sending death threats to that person to the point that they actually take their Twitter handle down, guess what? You are a piece of shit. I wish that you son of a bitches would try that shit with me because you would find out it would not work. That is all that I have. Carry on.
Oh, hell. I'm assuming it was the RC thing. Holy shit, that's what happened. Wow, I'm telling you, man, the crazies are out there and in a big way. So, yeah, that's why I always say be kind to one another. Kick ass while you create. Do all the right stuff you got to do. Don't. Wow, it's crazy, dude. Yeah, thanks for being here, man. Everybody who chimed in and gave me your views and your insight all around. It's always appreciated. Like I said, we're trying to be normal people here, and not we're a little wacky, we're a little crazy.
Yes, people.
Yeah, we're people.
We're
artists.
This normal?
What is this normal you speak of?
It's
Ain't nobody up in here normal. I used to get hit with steel chairs for fun.
Oh my god, your impersonation, dude, is crazy.
When I was a
Crazy
child,
good.
my parents were murdered in front of me. You can't get worse than that. Thank you very much. And it's Batman. Hold on. This was cool too. I want to show you guys before we go out. I don't know if you've seen this. Someone did stop motion. This is off of Twitter. This is the figures I actually have too. I did a couple of reviews on them. I got to do some more, but look how dope this is.
That's amazing.
Dude, it's badass.
That's the baby maker.
She got the last shot. That was excellent. So I think you guys will enjoy that. We'll go out on a happy note or a fun note. So yeah, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Keep being awesome. Tomorrow, I think Tommy might be doing a stream. Tommy, if you are, just let us know. But it should be, I think, around 5 if he does it. So Tommy's awesome, good people. And then after that, tune in for ETAP's. We're going in raw as we do every Monday night, and we always have a blast. And we get a little extra crazy over there. Batman said some things because Batman always says some things. Geeks and gamers, duck my balls.
Speaking of which, Bat.
That's it. We're all transforming to bats now just by saying bat. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Let's see. Oh yeah, all right. Well, we'll give you the full Alex Jones alien conversation because that was hilarious. Peace out.
Contact with the aliens came from. When did that start?
You know, I'm not going to get into it.
I need to hear about aliens.
I know you already know all this, Joe.
Hold on a second.
It's always.
But I want to ask you this because I don't know.
Oh yeah, right. We're in contact with aliens.
Like what kind of?
Here's what's happening, because it's not just one group of aliens.
What's the different groups?
The big five.
Okay, tell me what's going on.
Let me begin. This is really, I'm telling you, Joe, this is a real deal.
We're listening to you.
Well, first off, elves is the main group.
Okay.
And they call them the elves. It's clockwork elves.
I don't think you're allowed to say that anymore.
There are bad things that look like elves that have horns when they show you who they really are.
Damn.
They're bad aliens.
I'm with you.
AI is alien.
Like a robot?
Yeah, they're like robots coming to kill you.
Jesus Christ.
The chimeras are alien.
And there's a hive mind sort of thinking to a lot of this.
They want the organs. I swear on my kids I told you the truth about that.
I believe you. I believe you.
They're coming after everybody.
Jeez.
It's a breakaway civilization, dude. We don't know what they got. Joe, they're control freaks.
Well, everybody's a
That's why I'm so glad you're in the fight now. These guys are on stuff that like nobody even knows.
What do you think they're on?
Stuff they've been given.
Okay. I understand what you're saying.
You know, there's like armed guys with machine guns.
That is a group of people that were obsessed with combat.
About the most fearless